Meh.
Cool. I've already ran tests, so we should be good for speed.
Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Stephanie Old World Gamer along with Scott Devin Kane, and welcome back to another episode of the Retro Indie Pixels podcast.
Yeah, I know. You're laughing because I'm actually looking at the camera. It's always, I low-key try to get him every week because I stare at the camera before we start. So like the longer I stare, the longer he has to ignore the fact that I'm staring into the camera.
That and I do a little dance because I can hear music and you can't. So you're in silence and I'm just like jamming some music and you're just like, when's he gonna fucking start?
It's like, what's going on here? It's been like 35 seconds. There wasn't Chrono Trigger music. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the hell. But welcome back, everybody. It's Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Americanos.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrates that. All of us in United States and in Australia. Australia celebrates Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving.
Australia is probably more likely to celebrate our Thanksgiving than yours, though.
Probably, most likely, but you know. So
they're also a subset of the UK, as is Canada/Newfoundland here as well. So
right. So, but happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I had the turkey and all that good stuff already. So, if I randomly start falling asleep in the podcast, this is tryptophan or all the turkey stuff I'm talking about. I ate a lot of food, so you know I might get a little drowsy halfway through the podcast. Anyway, but since we have all of our stuff ready to go here, I will start out with my news, and as always, I would like to thank VG247 for the first section of our news. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe is going to be delayed until 2020. The upcoming expansion of the Stanley Parable won't be coming out this year. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Remaster meets expansion that buffs up the original game while adding new content and endings is being delayed until next year. The news hit today in a new video from the developer Pros. When the Stanley Parable came out, a lot of people asked us for more endings and more content, reading the updated statement of the game's official website. We told them it didn't need much more content, that it was fine, just the way that it was, that it already had a perfect number of endings. What a sorry sack of lies that was. We knew it. We knew it were lying, and we did it anyway. We've carried out the shame around us for years, a burden weighing on every moment of every day. Enough is enough. It's time to fix this, to unburden our shame. Let us give you our shame, for you to carry around instead. We're sick of it. From the liars who brought you the award-winning indie game, The Stanley Parable becomes The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, an expansion to the original game with more content, more endings, more whimsical adventures of the two best friends, Stanley and the narrator. Coming to PC consoles in 2020. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe will come to consoles and PC sometime probably before summer, according to the developer. But it sort of depends on the specifics and how development goes. I sound too low, huh?
Oh, I got it. Don't worry.
Okay, we're good.
I got it. All audio covered on my side.
Okay. I don't know if you've played the Stanley Parable yet.
I have played a little bit of it, and it's very trippy.
It's a very trippy game. I will say it is extremely entertaining. There's a lot of fourth wall breaking in the game. You know, the narrator himself. You know, there's only two characters in the entire game. It's you know, Stanley and the narrator. Obviously, like I said before. But if you play through the entirety of the game, it is a mind fuck. The whole game. I feel
like there's another game very similar to it.
I want to say yes, but like
I know 100% there is because I've played the other one a little bit, and this one was more like almost like a cross between Stanley Parable and Portal, actually, like having to do like move stuff around and do puzzles, but like you have to like move a certain way, like you have to be looking left while moving sideways in order to like pass a place. And I'm just like, How? How do you, like, why? How would you ever just, like, you know what, this time I think I'm just gonna walk down this hallway, but I'm gonna turn and look to the left, and I'm just gonna shuffle down the hallway. Oh, look, I found an exit. What, excuse me? No.
Yeah. I mean, the game is very trippy. There's a lot of, like, it's very dialogue heavy. I mean, you do, you know, move around as Stanley and whatnot, but the game is very dialogue heavy, but it's a very well told story. And if you haven't played the Stanley Parable yet, I would very much suggest it, because it is a very good game. And it was very entertaining even from the beginning to the end. And you end up doing a lot of, like, the same things over and over and over again, but it's told in such a way that even though you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, it's still entertaining. So it's definitely a game worth playing, and unfortunately we're not going to be getting an update for it until probably or roughly around summer of next year. But I will definitely let you guys know when that comes out, or when we get a release date for it, because I'm looking forward to it, because this was a really cool game. So moving on, the little bit of Black Friday stuff I'm going to talk about here is the Steam Fall Sale is live, and you can also nominate your favorite games for the 2019 Steam Awards. The Steam Fall Sale is live from now through December 3rd. You can revel in the savings. Nominations are also open for the 2019 Steam Awards. Bless your poor wallets. The Steam Fall Sale is live, and there are plenty of games on sale to tempt you. For starters, Gears 5 is 50% off, which means you can pick it up for only $29.99. Rage 2 also has a steep discount of 67% at $19.79, and the Surge 2 is 40% off at $29.99. 7 Days to Die will run you a whopping $8.49, and it's one of the titles you can grab for under $10.
Grab that now. That's good.
I've seen you guys play 7 Days to Die, and it looks like a very, very entertaining survival game.
Yeah, it totally is, and they've been working on it for like years now, so it's totally worth getting if you're into like sandbox survival and zombies. Yeah, well worth it.
Those are just some of the highlights, and there are plenty of games on sale, so hit up the store page. Alongside the sale, voting is live for the 2019 Steam Awards. You can nominate games for the following categories this year: Game of the Year, VR Game of the Year, the Labor of Love Award, the Better with Friends Award, Most Innovative Gameplay, Outstanding Story-Rich Game, the Best Game You Suck At, and Outstanding Visual Style. Voting will open in December, and the winners are planned to be announced on New Year's Eve. As usual, voting and completing certain tasks related to the awards will earn you a badge, so hit up the link and nominate your favorite games. There's a lot of games that I would say, like, right now that I would love to put up for the 2019.
Well, basically, anything, a lot of the stuff, especially the picks of the week and anything that we've recommended in the podcast in the past 21 episodes that we started this year, I mean, that alone is more than enough for awards and nominations. There's so many good games that we've covered. It's hard to choose sometimes, too. Like,
I know.
which one's the best one to choose out of these, you know?
I mean, the Better with Friends Award, Game of the Year, VR Game of the Year. You know, it's tough, man, because there's been so. How many times in the last like bunch of podcasts have we said, man, just so many games?
Yeah,
just so many good games have come out over the last year, and it is like impossible to pick something as like a Game of the Year. I'm really disappointed I missed out on The Messenger last year, because that came out 2018. Because that absolutely, like, for me, it's the best game I played all year, and I missed it last year. So I would totally vote for that if it was a game I could vote for. But anyway, so you have all that voting. If you're into Steam badges, absolutely go ahead and head in and do all of that stuff for the Steam badges and whatnot. So anyway, something I thought you would be interested in, because I think you said that you were a fan of these games. A new Tony Hawk Pro Skater game is seemingly in the works. Evidence is mounting that Activision may be working on something Tony Hawk Pro Skater related. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater series may be getting revived according to a round of rumors and leaks. Noted skater Sabi recently revealed that Activision has been messing around internally with prototypes based on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. The thinking is that the publisher is looking to remake the two classics in a way not unlike seen in the Crash and Spyro collections. Sabi, however, is not sure whether Activision is indeed looking into remaking the classics or working on new gameplay inspired by them. Although Sabi has a good track record when it comes to these sort of leaks, we now have another hint from a different source. On the 186th episode of the Nine Club podcast, which aired last month, the show interviewed skater Lizzie Armanto, sorry about that, Lizzie Armanto, who briefly mentioned her involvement in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 and confirmed she'll be in the next one. What makes this even more spicy is this particular bit was cut from the publicly available versions of the podcast, seemingly after the offhand comment made the news. Armanto's comment could have previously been heard at the 2-hour 5-minute mark. All of this doesn't confirm we're getting a new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater content, but there's certainly enough noise to assume that Activision has at least not completely abandoned the series. How poorly received Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 was, everyone assumed the name was done. Considering how well Crash and Spyro remakes have been doing, though, you could definitely see a case for being made for giving Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 the same treatment. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 the same treatment.
Personally, I never really got into Tony Hawk until Tony Hawk's Underground 2, I think it was, for GameCube, and that's kind of what got me into it, so I'm kind of more looking forward to, I guess, more along those lines, but I mean, I'm sure they're very similar anyways, so who knows.
Yeah, okay, so that would be one of those things that if it was on a Steam, like games that I suck at, Tony Hawk's, all of those games, I was never good at any of those. Mm-hmm. And I definitely tried a lot of them. You know, my friends were all like, hey, I got Tony Hawk, blah, 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 I should come play Tony Hawk. Alright, cool. Yeah, you're good. You know, and we would play it until I'd be like, can we just play NBA Jam, please? Just do something other than Tony Hawk. You know? So, maybe like an updated, you know, and, you know, being 15 years later from when these Tony Hawk games come out, maybe they'll be more enjoyable, you know, as a remake or, you know, a doing or whatever they're going to be doing with it. So, it'll be interesting to see exactly what they're going to be doing with it, especially since, you know, Tony Hawk isn't exactly a new spring chicken anymore, so whether or not he's actually going to show up in the game or not.
I mean, he could always put in a younger version of himself. I can't see why not.
I mean, I'm sure they could. But, yeah, so possibly we're going to be seeing a new remake for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. What I am looking forward to, however, is Resident Evil 3 remake is being rumored to releasing in 2020. It looks like Capcom is working on a remake of Resident Evil 3. YouTuber Spawnwave has published a video discussing a rumor that they have heard about the next Resident Evil game. According to their findings, RE3 Nemesis is getting the Resident Evil 2 remake treatment. Although the video doesn't really tell us much about the game itself, such as whether or not Nemesis mechanics will be changed in any way to fit a better modern game, it does say that Capcom is planning to release it in 2020. Spawnwave speculates that it could get revealed as early as December at the Game Awards, but that all depends on how late in the year Capcom is targeting its release. The YouTuber has a fairly decent track record when it comes to leaks, more recently being the first to leak From Software's Elden Ring and George R.R. Martin's involvement. For its part, Capcom has always open to the idea of remaking Resident Evil 3, maintaining the old if the fans want it line when asked. A remake of RE3 Nemesis on the RE engine would make a lot of fans very happy, not to mention make a lot of sense. Yeah. So, boy, did I play a lot of Resident Evil 3. I played a lot of Resident Evil 2, and I played a lot of Resident Evil 3. And I would be very happy to see a remake of this game, especially since, like, let me put it to you this way. The old Resident Evil games played on the platforms they originally released in have not aged well. Mm-hmm. there are a lot of sections in like Resident Evil 2 where it's just like, what's going on here? Why is this like? There are certain sections where it's like you feel like the AI is just on a different planet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like even like the fights against Nemesis, some of those fights were just like run in a circle, shoot a rocket. Run in a circle, shoot a rocket. Run in a circle, shoot a rocket. Alright, cool. I beat Nemesis. That was stupid. You know, you go through this whole big 5-6 hour adventure, and then you get a final boss that literally you can defeat by running in a circle. You know, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Resident Evil 3 is a good game. But there are certain aspects to it, like I said, that have not aged well. And a boss fight like that in 2020 is not a really acceptable thing. You know, you have to have something that's far more engaging than just running in a circle and shooting a grenade. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the way I look at it with these releases is that some of these companies could be doing something smart. Like, Resident Evil has a chance of saying, okay, let's go back and remake our Resident Evil games so that they're all on par, they're all modernized, everything's great. Now let's take what we learned from looking back at these games and redoing them and see what we can do for our next game to make it the next game that people want for the Resident Evil series.
Right.
So I think something like that's going to be happening. I don't know whether or not it's going to be Resident Evil, but I think one of the game companies who's doing remakes is eventually going to do something spectacular because of the remakes. Yeah. That's what I'm waiting for.
Right. And I'm you know, just a Resident Evil 3 remake just makes a lot of sense. I mean, we've done Resident Evil 1 and 2, and both of those were really good. So why not just keep on going with it? Especially for like as popular as Resident Evil 3 is, there's a lot of people that'll say it's the best game of the series, which
I found it was more scary than the other ones. Like it was, you're more
absolutely
prone to jump scares and like, oh, you think this is gonna happen? But no, it's the something else is gonna jump at you from you at a different angle that you didn't expect at all, or you know,
right.
It was just so good.
And anytime you encountered Nemesis, it was terrifying.
Oh God, yes.
Like anytime he showed up, it was just like shit your pants and run.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
always that.
Exactly.
It was always like you hear that music and you hear stars. It was just like, oh fuck no, oh fuck no, get the fuck out of here. That was always the reaction. There was never anything in between. Even like the last time when you're forced to fight him, it's just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. You know, because he's just like that scary of an antagonist. You know.
Yeah.
So, oh, by the way, you might want to move the thing. Oh,
I see that.
Said...
There we go.
There we go. All right. So anyway, moving on. This is something that I had to throw out there because I am a fan of DDR and everything like that. I'm a big fan of all the rhythm games and that sort of stuff, but a guy has beaten a blue Lynel in Breath of the Wild using a DDR dance mat.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I guess so.
A man, no a hero, has defeated a blue Lynel using a dance mat. Almost 3 years after it was first released, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is still a gift that keeps on giving. A user on Reddit has filmed himself defeating one of the game's toughest enemies using only a dance mat as a control method. It requires a lot of stamping. And as he puts it, it's quite the workout. So you can, for those who are live, you can watch him just do the whole thing here. So I have finished Breath of the Wild. I have gone through all this stuff. And I think I've beaten maybe like 3 or 4 Lynels in the time, and the blue Lynels are absolutely just like shit your pants terrifying. They do so much damage. They're so fast. They're so quick, and even like with a controller in your hand, sometimes these guys can be like straight douchebags. They can just do things where it's just like, oh, all of a sudden running. All right, I just have to position myself. Now he's gonna shoot a bow at you. It's like, what the crap? So I gotta dodge and keep an eye on him? It's like, holy shit. So it's like Peter goes unimpressed. I've seen M6 or Super Mario 64 completed with a guitar.
Jesus.
But yeah, I mean, just like like the article said, the blue Lynels are they're so, and they have a lot of hit points. I mean, they have a ton of hit points. That's like 3,500 or something like that. More, maybe even more. And in Breath of the Wild, that's a lot. That's a ton.
I'll fund it in a few years.
In a few years of.
Once I get my Switch in a few years.
Once Nintendo actually takes out the doorstop, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty cool accomplishment. I think this is this is just fun, Every once in a while, I'd like to bring you guys something that's just fun. And, so yeah. I have trouble beating him with a controller. The hell with doing it on a dance pad. And I'm a DDR player, and I want nothing to do with that.
He's a ditter player.
Yeah, no thanks. Anyway, so moving on. Hundreds of games are being removed from Steam as Valve is cracking down on Steamworks abusers. Valve has once again taken the ban hammer to publishers who abuse Steam. Hundreds of games have been removed from Steam over the past 24 hours whose publishers, Valve says, have been abusing Steamworks' tool. The list of banned games was updated as recently as 14 hours ago, which is more like 60 hours ago, but whatever. Before the current ban wave, Valve delisted many other titles less than a week ago. The ones caught in this purge aren't likely to be games you've heard about before.
Okay.
Many of them, according to developer Alexandra Flock, belong to a Russian publisher, Dagestan Technology, who have been operating under several other names to sell hundreds of games on Steam. The tweet says,
"Welcome to Dagestan."
Yeah. A good chunk of them are listed to a single publisher in Russia. I think Dagestan Technology is the first name they use, going under a very large number of different names. Valve didn't specify exactly what sort of rules these publishers violated, telling PC Gamer we recently discovered a handful of partners that were abusing some Steamworks tools. We emailed all the affected partners. Flock's Twitter thread on the ban has a developer who claims they've been unfairly caught up in this ban without having abused the system. In the Reddit thread discussing the news, another developer says Valve banned their publisher's entire catalog without looking into each individual game. Being published by one of the offenders was enough to get their game, which they say likely isn't fake, pulled. So this is the portion of Steam where I'm just kind of like, there needs to be a lot more. I don't know.
They should have people working for them that actually look into what games are being put up there and seeing if they are real games, if they are something that's worth. Like, there should be almost like a standard. Like, if your game doesn't meet these standards, then it's free to play or it doesn't get on Steam. Plain and simple. Right.
And you could, you could just say publish a game, throw it up on Steam. Okay, it's $1.29. Here's some screenshots. Blah blah blah. And how many times have you downloaded a game and been like, all right, I'll play this later, and then don't go back to it, and then a week later it's like, oh yeah, I downloaded this game. Oh well, it isn't what it said it was, but now I'm past the 48 hours before after I can get a rebate on it. So if these guys just throw out hundreds of games like that, where it's you have a false front and the games aren't what they say that they are, and you get even if you say you throw out 100 games and 10 people download them, and 9 of them get rebates on those games, you're still making all that money on the games that you just didn't do.
Yeah.
And especially since a lot of these, I've seen stories about this where they go under different names. So it's this publisher made this game, but this publisher made this game, and that publisher made this game, but they're all the same group of people. They're just going under different names so that you can't be all right, well, Fartstream Interactive made this fake game, so don't download any more games from Fartstream Interactive. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they go under all these different names to be able to sell all these fake games without getting caught, because If you publish 10 fake games under the same name, and you start getting rebate after rebate after rebate, you know, they're going to be like, all right, well, this is a bad publisher, get rid of them. Now Steam has to go through, or Valve, I'm sorry, Valve has to go through all of these different publishers one by one, and if other people have anything to do with them, they're going to get caught in the fallout.
Also, Fartstream Interactive, sorry for using you as an example.
You know, if I'm a publisher one day in the future, and I decide that I'm going to make my own game, I am going to be Fartstream Interactive. It's just that plain and simple. But yeah, like you were saying, there needs to be a hell of a lot more of a fine-tooth comb when it comes to like games being put onto Steam. Like just like as much as like, hey, let's just check out an hour's worth of this game and see if it's anything like what these publishers say that it is.
I mean, hey, you know? Steam, you have two guys right here who are looking for better jobs. Just saying.
Just saying. So, but anyway, so we're going to move on. PlayStation 5 may be using a Samsung SSD to load games faster.
I knew it.
PlayStation 5 is expected to hit next year, and it's meant to be faster than ever. Sony's next console could use Samsung SSD to load games faster, according to Samsung during a presentation in Tokyo today, as reported by Nico Partners senior analyst Daniel Ahmad. The tech company revealed it's currently working on an NVMe SSD, that's non-volatile memory express. Okay, non-volatile memory express, NVMe, which will be used on an upcoming game console next year. While Samsung doesn't explicitly name the PS5, an accompanying slide features a picture of a PlayStation DualShock controller. Samsung claims the new SSD will introduce a new era in gaming consoles, with reduced load times when loading games or booting up your system. It's estimated that the standard hard drive takes just under 50 seconds to boot for a system boot. An SSD takes around 29 seconds, while an optimized NVMe will take a lot less. However, exactly how long isn't clear yet. It was previously confirmed, PlayStation 5 is said to sport a custom AMD GPU with support for ray tracking and 8K resolution, although it will continue compatibility with a PSVR headset. Sony already stated its new console will greatly reduce loading time in games, but it wasn't confirmed what technology was in place to do that. The company showed how quickly the PS5 can load PS4 games earlier this year, with a PS5 gameplay reveal booting Marvel's Spider-Man in 0.8 seconds. This is just... I don't know, man. This just seems like...
How's this hasn't been done before?
Right.
I've been saying this a long time now. I've been saying that that's what Nintendo should do with the whole new, hey, let's do something retro and put out a new NES, quote-unquote, and have the cartridges as basically SSD cards or whatever the case may be. Just so that you just get that nostalgic feel. They don't have to be the full-size cartridges. They can be smaller. I'm fine with that. I mean, look at a Game Boy. You know.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just think of it this way. It's just way faster. I mean, my PC uses an SSD to boot Windows. The PC I had before that is always like, all right, I turn it on, I'm gonna go get myself a snack and get myself a drink, and by the time I come back, it'll be booted up. You know. Now it's like I hit the power, I go to reach for a soda, and it's already loaded Windows. So it's like an SSD just is no brainer for consoles, especially since like we're getting to a day and age where like loading huge chunks of game data is starting to become more and more common.
Yeah.
You know, and like what this said down here, the company showed how quickly the PS5 can load PS4 games, with a PS5 gameplay reveal booting Marvel Spider-Man in 0.8 seconds.
I just assumed that they were using solid-state drives already, to be honest with you. I don't really look into the hardware stuff, which I should as an electronics engineer, but I just assumed that they were using solid-state drives, because why not? They've been out for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And it just makes sense for gaming. If you're going to do load times, a solid state drive is the way to go. And now they have, like they said, the NVMe's, and I think there's another type of solid state drive that you can do that's even faster. So,
right.
Yeah, gaming consoles are just going to become computers, basically.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're getting to that point where, like, it's basically just a computer in a box at this point. It just,
Yeah, it's a fancy-looking ITX tower. That's what you're buying.
Pretty much, yeah. And now we're talking about, like, just game launches are going to take, like, less than 10 seconds now. And system boots are probably going to be taking less than 10 seconds now. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, my computer takes less than 10 seconds to boot. It takes, like, 8 for it to boot from cold to Windows. That's how long it takes my computer. So, this is duh. This should have been done before.
Yeah.
And it should be for every single console in the future. Not just PlayStation, but every
all
console.
of them. Well, I mean, they can't just trademark that or anything anyways, so.
Mm-hmm. So, this should be like a headstone where it's just like, look exactly how fast this is going to be going. And the other companies should just take a look at that and go, oh, this is a really good idea. We probably should do this. So this is an article I kind of wanted to go over because you and I have done enough of this. Blizzard not Blizzard, but some of the Diablo creators are telling us why there probably won't be a Diablo 2 remaster. Despite fans wanting a D2 remaster for years, a recent revelation has made it seem more unlikely than ever. The information comes from a recent GameSpot report about this year's ExileCon. Here, Diablo creators Max Schaefer, Eric Schaefer, and David Breivik opened up about what it was like to work on Diablo 2. Among the stories they told us was one particularly harrowing tale about how they lost the entire source code. Not just our code, but all of our assets, Max Schaefer explained. Irrevocably, fatally corrupted. It's all gone, adds the other Schaefer brother Eric. We were supposed to have a backup, but neglected it. We spent a day or two in sheer panic. Although the team were able to finish Diablo 2 by pulling chunks from various builds and sections the developers had at home, that original source code is still lost, and are countless art assets. It would make it very difficult for Blizzard to do a Diablo 2 remaster because all the assets we used are pretty much gone, Eric Schaefer said. They would have to make them from scratch. Given that Diablo 4 was recently announced at this year's BlizzCon, it seems unlikely that Blizzard would assign an entire team to Diablo 2 remaster that needed to be built from the ground up. As a result, it seems that hopes for one have been all but dashed. Likely, it seems, Diablo 4 will at least pay homage to Diablo's 2 darker atmosphere. It also inspired by Junji Ito manga, which is weirdly exciting. If you want to take a closer look at the weird stuff, you can check out Diablo 4 screenshots. As for the aforementioned developers, Max Schaefer is currently hard at work on its charming and inspired Torchlight Frontiers, which was unfortunately delayed until 2020. Eric Schaefer landed a Western-esque space simulator last month, whereas Derek Breivik is tending to his survival RPG, It Lurks Below. This is kind of disappointing because, like, man, I really like Diablo 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys missed that series that we did a while back where we all played Diablo 2.
That was fun.
And oh my god, there were a lot of portions of it where I just lost my shit because of like how fucking funny some stuff was, and I'm just thinking about one of the things that Stefan said during one of the one of those streams. Well, I don't remember what the hell it was. I think it was like a soda or a can or something like that, and he spun the lid on it. I'm like, what the hell was that? Because I heard the sound. I'm like, what was that in the game? And all here Stefan is like, what that was time to give the wheel a final spin. And I lost my fucking shit. Oh my god, I lost it. And just like all the fun that we had playing Diablo 2, man, even now, that game is still fun.
Yeah.
Even though it's so old at this point, it's like more than 10 plus years old. The game is it's so fun, and the fact that it's still around. You can still get your Diablo 2 fix on if you still want to play it or whatnot.
You can still play the original Diablo for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, you can get that on GOG, for God's sakes. But, I digress. I would really like a Diablo 2 remaster, but at the same time, the whole having to take everybody away from Diablo 4 just doesn't seem feasible.
But see, let me just interject there, Scott.
Go, please. Please do. So,
everyone's all, oh no, Blizzard's not going to do Diablo 2 remake. Guess what's going to happen because of that? A group of people, or one person or a group of people are going to say, oh yeah? We'll do it. Just like many people have done before. Oh, you guys don't want to do a graphical update for this game? We'll do it. So, now Blizzard will probably be like, poo-poo, no, can't do that.
Cease and desist, please.
But if they go and remaster the whole thing, why don't you just say, okay, we'll buy it from you. It's technically our game, but we'll buy the assets and everything so that it's our thing. You guys get paid for it. Everyone's happy.
Yep.
There will be a remaster. It will either be like, shh, don't let Blizzard find out for like 2 weeks or something, or they will do the smart thing and just, like I said, buy out the assets so they can make it theirs again.
Yep. And I hope that something like that happens.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to pay a team, you can pay people who've already got it done for you. You're basically getting a product immediately if that's the case. So, why not?
That was kind of the thing that happened with like AM2R, with another Metroid 2 remake, where, oh man, if you haven't seen that, it's really good. Okay. It was built in the same engine as like Metroid Zero Mission or Metroid Fusion. And alright, let me show you. This is here on my desk. This is Metroid Samus Returns, okay? This is the actual Metroid 2 remake that Nintendo made. And I'm like kinda meh on it. Because it's like, I don't know, it just wasn't what I wanted. AM2R is what I wanted. That game. Right there. So, here's a thought. Why don't you just be like, alright, cool. You made this and you really, really shouldn't. Because it's our property. But, here's 50 grand. Can we have it?
Right.
And then just publish it.
Yeah.
And be like, check this game out. And then put the guy's name in the credits and give him 50 grand or something like that, or 100
then
grand or whatever.
Hire him to keep doing that shit.
But I don't want to make too much sense here, Stefan, you know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
You know, all these people making these new remakes and stuff like that. And
making things that people want to play. Jesus.
Right? I'm just saying, I don't know, I'm not a smart man when it comes to video game development, but I know that AM2R was a freaking good game.
Indeed.
And that got like the hot cease and desist, and then they gave us this game, of which I haven't even finished yet. Because I'm so disinterested in playing it. And I'm talking about a Metroid game. If you guys know anything about me, it's that Metroid is my favorite gaming franchise of all time. There is nothing that comes close, okay? Castlevania will be a distant second because I absolutely love Metroid. Duh. If you know me, I love Metroid.
Scott fucking loves everything.
This game. Aerith, shut up. I haven't finished this game. But I've played AM2R from the beginning to the end like 6 times. Six times. Because it's that good. So just, if you see that there's somebody who has these capabilities of being like, hey, here's this, move these assets around. I've made a full game that's damn good. Give the guy the money, publish his game, take credit for it, and then get the guy in your studio to do more.
Yeah.
It's just, why can't you do that? Why won't you do that? It's silliness. This sort of stuff like this fires me up. And like you said, now that we're getting these stories that like Diablo 3 won't be getting any sort of remaster, some company's going to go out and do it. Or Diablo 2, I'm sorry, Diablo 2 is not going to be getting a remaster. These folks are going to go out and they're going to go do it themselves, and then because Blizzard is the way that they are, even though I love them as a company and I've loved their games for years, are going to come down with the hardest panhammer in history. You know, because that's how Blizzard do. Even though I love you, Blizzard. Anyway, I could talk about that for another hour, but we have other stuff to do tonight. So Shenmue 3 sales have been a disappointment in Japan and in the UK. Shenmue 3 sales are as bad in Japan as they are in the UK. Yep, it's true. And it means a Shenmue 4 probably won't happen for a long time, if ever. The highly anticipated Kickstarter follow-up to the last Shenmue, released almost 20 years ago in 2001, managed only 18,000 units in Japan, during a week ruled by Nintendo's dual Pokemon releases.
Jesus.
These figures have been sourced by Famitsu's sales estimates. It's a disappointing plop in the ocean for Shenmue, considering how many players have waited so long for the game to come to light. Instead, Sword and Shield held the Japanese top spot with more than 382,000 sales in a week. Shenmue 3 was unlikely to ever really rival one of Japan's biggest franchises, but the number still probably falls short of publisher expectations, especially in the game's home country where it has been immensely popular in the past. Shenmue 3 also failed to crack the top 10 in the UK too, debuting at number 17, selling only just over half of last year's Shenmue 1 and 2 remaster. The remaster was multi-platform, where Shenmue 3 is a PS4 and PC exclusive, but it's very unlikely that the lack of Xbox availability makes up the shortfall. Worth noting, however, that the numbers for Shenmue 3 have been skewed by the fact that 70,000 gamers backed the title via Kickstarter, which means 70,000 invested fans already have copies that won't contribute towards any retail sale figures. So you can see the Japanese top 10 below, which is definitely like Pokemon Sword and Shield, a whole crap load, and then everything else, which probably doesn't add up to Pokemon Sword and Shield combined. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, they also have to have a look at it compared to Death Stranding and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Okay, those games have been out a little bit longer than Shenmue 3.
Right.
But Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, that's a pretty big game. That's a pretty big company. That's a AAA title.
Mm-hmm.
They've only moved 37,000 since it's been released.
Yep.
Shenmue just came out and it's released 17,000 and they're crying about it. Come on, boss.
And also it's the 70,000 Kickstarter backers, too.
So, I mean, if you add that in behind it instead of saying new, that's 87,000. You've already done better than Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Give it up. Fuck.
And here's also the thing. You release the game at the same time as a new Pokemon title.
That was the other thing, yes. So
it's like, what did you guys expect?
Of course it failed.
Really?
It didn't fail. It's just people probably said, I'm waiting for Shenmue 3, but oh shit, the new Pokemon game came out. Shenmue 3 is going to be there next week. I need to get into Pokemon now. Mm-hmm. Shenmue 3 is going to be take me, I'll probably span it over several months, whereas I want to do Pokemon in a month and be basically, I've got everything, and I've done everything I can do in that game. So, Don't worry about it. so much, guys. You'll do fine.
It's just, why would you release it at the same time as a Pokemon game, man? I don't know, man. Delay it a month. Just be like, listen, like just say to the people looking to buy the game, listen, Pokemon Sword and Shield is coming out at the exact same time as this game. We're gonna wait a month and then give it to you because we know that a lot of people in Japan are really looking forward to Pokemon Sword and Shield. So why, in our right mind, would we bother releasing a new game at the same time as that?
Exactly.
It's just, or even like 2 weeks or any amount of time, just not the same time as that.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, moving on. A couple more articles, and I'd like to say thank you to GamesRadar.com for these articles. Phil Spencer believes that Xbox customers aren't asking for VR. Head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, has reiterated that Xbox Project Scarlet won't focus on VR in a new interview. Talking with, Stevivor? Talking with Stevivor? Sure.
He's a survivor!
Spencer was clear about what he thinks of VR, saying, I have some issues with VR. It's isolating, and I think games of it as communal, kind of a together experience. We're responding to what our customers are asking for, and no one's asking for VR. While Spencer wasn't pulling any punches with his assessment of VR, he didn't rule out that it might appear on Project Scarlet one day. The vast majority of our customers know if they want a VR experience, there's places to go get these. We see the volumes of those on PC and other places. I think we might get there eventually, but yeah, that's not where our focus is. While it's not surprising that Spencer isn't VR's #1 fan, he talked about how much he doesn't think the technology is a now thing. A recently unearthed Project Scarlet patent did hint at VR potential with a virtual reality floor mat activity region mentioned within it.
Yeah.
Could Microsoft be biding its time to see if it becomes more VR popular? The launch of Half-Life Alyx is certainly going to spark attention in the tech, but Spencer's claim that nobody is selling millions and millions of headsets is pretty accurate. With Scarlet due to launch towards the end of next year alongside of PS5, we'll learn soon enough how definitive Spencer's words are. We've kind of gone over this a little bit over the last few podcasts where, like, I think this is absolutely true. Like, right now, when it comes to, like, new gaming stuff, I haven't even put, like, a VR headset into my thoughts because I don't care.
I would like to have one, but I've always said the same thing. There's a specific brand that we looked at on our old podcast, the one that actually had inserts so that when you walk in, the game that I'm specifically thinking about ever wanting to do VR with was Skyrim. There was literally a setup where they had a omnidirectional treadmill, and if you use the specific VR headset I'm talking about, you can walk into an inn and smell the apple pie. You can smell the fire burning over in the corner. Like, it also had I guess like a nose sensory input, so that it gave you fragrances depending on what was in the vicinity. So, like I said, if you walk into an inn, you smelled the fire, you smelled that there was beer, you smelled that there was apple pie there, you know. So, just having that realistic feel, that actually makes you feel like you're in the game. Omnidirectional treadmill that they were using, this was something I think that was put on the Kickstarter. Basically, they could run through Skyrim on this treadmill and never have to move from that general area ever. You don't have to worry about bumping into stuff, you know, because you're on a treadmill that moves with you.
Yeah.
So
I think that would be cool for like first-person shooter games too.
Oh God, yes.
Like, something along those lines where you could like actually be in the action and actually duck down behind things and like run and crawl or whatever you need to do to like keep yourself alive. But again, like Half-Life Alyx, do I want to play it? Sure. Am I running out and getting myself a VR headset so I can do so? No. Because it's Half-Life. Of course I want to play it. Like half the population of the earth who've played Half-Life want to play this game, but I don't see like a big rush to Walmart to get VR headsets or whatever to be able to play this game. It's a very niche thing, and they're not exactly cheap either.
No, they aren't.
It's different from like going out and buying like a $40 game and being able to go home and directly play this thing, you know, because you need your Switch or you need your PS4. That's all you need, you know. But if you don't have all this other stuff, you can't play these games. And I can't tell you of any games that are on a VR or platform that I would even want to play outside of Half-Life Alyx. And even that's questionable. Like, I don't know. I think this pretty much hit it right on the head, where it's just like, I think VR was an interesting idea, but I don't think the technology for it is advanced enough for us to be able to say, hey, this is something we absolutely have to have with our consoles or our PCs to be able to continue on in gaming in the future. Right now, it's just not necessary. So, but speaking of Half-Life, by the way, if you are preparing for Half-Life Alyx, you can now go on to Steam and get yourself a little deal. The original Half-Life and Half-Life 2 are now just $1 each on Steam, leaving you with little reason not to catch up with the series before Half-Life Alyx releases in March. Whether you've played through the first two Half-Life games or not, it's hard to pass up on these two extraordinary well-loved games at 90% off of the sticker price. If you really want to dive deep into Half-Life with one complete package, there's another fantastic Steam deal you might want to consider. The Half-Life Complete Editions includes Half-Life 1 and 2, the enhanced Half-Life Source, Half-Life Opposing Forces, Half-Life Blue Shift, Team Fortress Classic, and Episodes 1 and 2, all for $6. Of course, this is all in anticipation of the hotly anticipated Half-Life Alyx, a full-length VR exclusive prequel to Half-Life 2 coming in March 2020. Naturally, the decision to limit the game to VR platforms saw mixed reactions, but still very exciting to see a proper return for the Half-Life franchise after the most recent entry, Half-Life Episode 2, released way back in 2007. Guys, it's $6. $6 for Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, Half-Life Source, Opposing Forces, Blue Shift, Team Fortress Classic, and Episodes 1 and 2. That's 8. That's 8 games. 8 for $6. So, you know.
Come on, guys, throw in Counter-Strike 1.6. Come on, Jesus Christ.
Right? I mean, that would make means that everybody still plays Counter-Strike 1.6.
I love it. It's so good.
So, moving on. Pokemon Global Link is shutting down. And here's what it means for your games. Pokemon Global Link is shutting down next year, which means some online functions for Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon will no longer function. An announcement on the official Pokemon Global Link website broke the news, confirming that the service will be taken offline on February 24th, 2020. Make sure you get all your online competitions and ranked battles in before then, and don't miss out on a special reward the service is giving out to celebrate Pokemon Game Link's origins while it lasts. After more than 9 years of operation, the Pokemon Global Link PGL service will be retired on February 24th, 2020 at 23:59 UTC, the announcement states. After PGL service has ended, you will no longer be able to use any gameplay features that require a connection to the PGL on your Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sun, and Moon games. You will still be able to use other online functionality apart from PGL. Online features that don't use Pokemon Game Link, like the direct multiplayer battles and trades, will continue to function. If you sign into any of the Sun Moon games before the service is taken offline, you'll be awarded a special Fennel's Muna Pokemon. This is a nice little nod to the fact that Pokemon Game Link first went live to support the Pokemon Dream World and Pokemon Black and White in 2010. Your guide to the asynchronous online player component was Dr. Fennel, who is often accompanied by her very own dream-eating Muna. Pokemon Sword and Shield use the standard Nintendo Switch online account system, so they won't be affected by the other services shutting down. While it's sad to see Pokemon Game Link go, at least there will be one less online account to worry about. I mean, this eventually happens with all Pokemon games. You know, all the old trading systems, all the old battle systems. They ought to retire them eventually because they want you playing the new games. That's how it's worked for a very long time. So, but just, you know, keep in mind that all that stuff, like being able to trade on Pokemon Sun and Moon, is going to be gone in February of 2020. So, like, being able to get any of the stuff off the PGL, like all of those, like the quick trades and stuff like that, is going to be offline coming in February. So if you want to do any of the Sun and Moon trading, if you're looking to like update your Pokédex for like possible future updates for Sword and Shield, I'd say now is probably the time for you to get in on that. So I'm excited for this little rumor mill here.
Oh.
Metroid Prime Switch Trilogy will be announced soon, for real this time.
Oh boy.
A new rumor put forth by Nintendo leaker Leaky Pandy suggests that a Metroid Prime Trilogy will be announced for Nintendo Switch before the year's end, most likely at this year's Game Awards. If that gives you a strange sense of deja vu, know that you're most likely definitely not alone. To their credit, Leaky Pandy has been right about Nintendo leaks before, especially when it comes to Smash Ultimate. That said, they've always been wrong. They've also been wrong several times, and we've heard this particular song before, so I certainly won't treat their word as gospel. However, this rumor is worth entertaining. Not necessarily because of the latest source, but the fact that Leaky Pandy is indeed only the latest source. We've heard this rumor before, and all signs suggest that the planets may finally have aligned. The prospect of a Metroid Prime Switch trilogy has been hanging around ever since Metroid Prime 4 was announced and subsequently delayed, and the idea bringing that Nintendo would want to fill the dead air while the next Metroid is brought online, to say nothing of kindling Metroid hype among Switch owners. The idea really took off in December 2018 when a Swedish retailer listed a Switch Prime trilogy for pre-order. Interestingly, the listing specifically cited a Game Awards 2018 reveal and pegged the trilogy for a February 2019 release date. Of course, the trilogy was never announced, so the rumor mill died back down again, until January 2019, when a former Game Informer senior editor, Ermin Khan, claimed that the Switch Prime trilogy is not only legitimate, but has been finished for quite some time. You could probably see where this is going. The theory, which is only a theory, mind you, that Nintendo delayed the trilogy's announcement last year due to complications related to Metroid Prime 4 and its development teams, but is now planning to show it this year, potentially ahead of a release in early 2020, specifically February. Multiple leaks support this theory, including Leaky Pandy's recent claim, so while it's still quite unconfirmed, it's certainly not baseless. Significantly less concrete is Leaky Pandy's accompanying claim that a Super Metroid remake in the style of Metroid Samus Returns is also planned for Switch, allegedly in 2021. There's absolutely zero evidence of that apart from Nintendo's fondness for remakes, so if you haven't reached for the salt yet, do so now. If Nintendo does have something planned for Metroid, we'll know soon enough. Until then, I'd recommend caution and optimism in equal measure. Please, Nintendo. Please.
Listen,
Please.
Scott, if there's anything that we've realized over the years, especially from doing the podcasts, is that usually when we talk about stuff and want stuff, Nintendo will do it. They'll just do it way later than we expect. So, which means, wait for that to come out on the next Nintendo console. Oh, what is that going to be? Next Nintendo console.
Please, Nintendo, please make this a thing. Please, please, please. I've wanted Metroid Prime re-released on like an updated console for so long now.
He has.
And the Switch was a perfect console to do that on. and you kind of dropped the ball on not the Switch. I'm sorry, the Wii. I'm sorry, excuse me. The Wii was a perfect console to do that with, and you didn't. Whatever. All right. You gave us other M. Thanks for that. But this is perfect. Right now, on a Switch, give us the Metroid games, the Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3, and oh my god, would a Super Metroid remake sell like hotcakes? Oh, I don't know. Probably. Okay. I have two things that I want to say about this. Do I want a Super Metroid remake? You bet your sweet American, Canadian, British, Australian, whatever country you're listening to's ass I want that.
All the country's asses.
Do I want it done in the style of Metroid Samus Returns? No.
Sammy.
Okay. Now,
come back.
Don't misunderstand me. I think that the game engine for Metroid Samus Returns was pretty good. I thought graphically it looked really nice. It was very smooth. It was very good. The dark environments made for a very well themed and aesthetic game, okay? Just don't mess with it like you did with that game. And the melee system. Stop it. Listen to me, Nintendo. Listen to me. Okay? I love Metroid. And I love Super Metroid. Don't fuck with it. Just remake it. Make it look nice. And make it the same game that came out many years ago. This thing that Samus shoots with is a gun. It is not a hammer. Okay?
What do you mean?
Stop punching things with it. Metroid is about the shoost.
Yeah, it's not a fish.
Not about the punchies. I don't want punchies. I want shoosties. Let me shoost. Okay? Okay. I'm done. Is there anything you would like to add, Steph?
No.
Okay. I'm going to end this article here because this is another one I could go on for hours.
Satan could have Tears 3.
Yeah. But
the third.
I did. You know what? I heard you say it. It didn't click. And I'm just like, oh. We're getting Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition for Nintendo Switch in February 2020. See, you could have tears. Devil May Cry 3 is coming to Nintendo Switch in Special Edition form, no less. Despite its name, the game is a prequel to the iconic action series that's set a decade before the original DMC.
Oh.
The original Devil May Cry. I can't say DMC. That means a different thing now. When it was released for PlayStation 2 in 2005, a PC port dropped a year later and has since arrived on PS4 and Xbox One, and it's now headed for the Nintendo Switch next year. In Devil May Cry 3, players step into a younger Dante's leather daddy outfit as he navigates a very inconsistent relationship with his big brother Virgil. Virgil wants to connect the human and demonic world, and Dante is determined to stop him, and must wield his sword Rebellion and his pistols Ebony and Ivory to stop the world from becoming infested with demons. The gameplay is full of intense, seemingly endless action with a combat system rooted in choosing a specific style at the onset. When it was initially released back in 2005, Games Radar Plus gave Devil May Cry 3 a 4.5 out of 5. Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition for Nintendo Switch drops into action on February 20th, 2020 for only $20, and it's bringing a whole bunch of extras with it. According to Capcom's official press release, the game will offer the addition of Virgil as a playable character and the 9,999 floors of the Bloody Palace survival mode. The Bloody Palace mode is a single elimination tournament that pits you up against a variety of bosses, with each victory offering you the choice of 3 portals, some of which can jump you forward 100 floors. Easy enough. Alright, so let me give you the experience I had with Devil May Cry 3. I bought it when it first came out because Devil May Cry is a really good game. Devil May Cry 2 was a really good game. And Dante is one of my favorite characters in gaming because it's Dante. If you don't like Dante, there's really something wrong with you. So I bought Devil May Cry 3 when it first came out. So if you know anything about Devil May Cry 3, is that the fucking game was hard. It was really, 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 really hard. So Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition came out, which toned it down.
And then Scott also bought himself a leather daddy outfit, which made his skill increase tenfold.
Bro, listen, you gotta be stylish, you know what I'm saying?
Leather daddy outfit. I'm sorry, that just sounded way too funny when that came up. What I like is this 9,999 floors survival thing. That sounds awesome.
It's pretty cool. You don't actually fight through that many.
Come on!
You fight through a lot. Don't get me wrong.
Come on!
You do fight through a ton. But you don't fight through all 9,900. You fight for a long time. Let's put it that way. But, you know. I'm looking forward to this because it's Devil May Cry 3.
I've not played a Devil May Cry game yet.
Oh, really? Oh, definitely. Oh, I'll have to fix that soon enough.
Someday.
Anyway, so our final offer here is PlayStation 5 share system sounds even more ambitious than we thought with a new scene tagging patent. A new PS5 patent suggests Sony's next-gen console will feature more robust capture and sharing technology via a new feature described as scene tagging. As discovered by Respawn First, Sony Interactive Entertainment filed a patent earlier this month with the United States Patent and Trademark Office for a form of technology used to characterize user-generated content associated with gameplay information associated with video games. Now, please bear with me for this next little bit here. Exemplary user-generated content include video recordings or screenshots from within a video game that pertain to events that have occurred, continues Sony's description. Corresponding metadata would then be used to describe substantive aspects about user-generated content, such as details about where the recording or screenshots were taken, who was included in the user-generated content, and what objects are found in the user-generated content.
That's not that bad.
Dissecting the discernible English from the legislate, this very much sounds like a more advanced version of the PS4 share system, which allows users to capture their gameplay footage and upload it online via the console itself, or directly stream their experience to public audiences online or privately with their PlayStation friend. What differentiates this described tech from its predecessor, however, is the ability to more acutely edit your own capture and for others to discover and re-simulate the experience through the PlayStation Network. The patent concludes that the associated metadata would 1. Allow users to search among various upload user-generated content, and 2. Search within portions of these user-generated content for particular subsections of interest. Furthermore, the metadata associated with user-generated content would allow viewers to experience the same events that were recorded. The PS5 launching sometime in holiday 2020, and the previous leaks have indeed pointed to more robust streaming infrastructure for the hardware, which will go toe-to-toe with Microsoft's own Xbox Project Scarlet in the same season. In the Stay Tuned Games Radar Plus for the next gen news as it surfaces. Wow. Let's try to dissect this a little bit because holy cow.
So basically what it's saying is that anytime that you do a screen capture, whether it's video or just a picture or an image, it basically puts in tag words. And then those tag words are used for searches, for metadata searches, so that when someone says, like, oh, how do I do this in Red Dead Redemption? Then they'll show somebody's screenshot or their video so that you can go back and see and experience that actual video while you're in your game, kind of thing. Right. Which is kind of cool.
That's pretty cool. Like, being able to, like, say, like, oh, I'm playing Borderlands 3 right now. Where's some of this endgame content? Okay, I see it here, and I gotta go back to my game. Oh, I gotta go back to the video. I think it would be cool if there was like a little thing where it's like, oh, hey, search for this within the game itself, and like now I'm gonna have this little thing off to the side that's like a little video that's going on, and like here's the little tag word that lets you find stuff a lot easier. So like, say I'm in like a Need for Speed game, and there's like a special little hidden collectible or something like that. You could collect, you could like say this area's hidden collectible item, and that little tag word will come up, and anybody who's looking for that will find your video or your screenshot because of the specifics to it. Which I think is like super helpful.
Yeah.
And just being able to like actively stream to like whatever audience that you want directly from the console without having to go through any other stuff, I think is great.
It's like making your own YouTube.
How about that? So when new stuff comes up for the PlayStation 5 and how it's streaming and sharing comes up, we'll let you guys know.
Cool.
So that will do it for my section of the podcast and my news. So I will turn this over to my co-host Stefan.
All right. So Scott.
Oh,
Scott.
Is it time?
Scott.
Is it time?
Scott.
Yes. Yes. Is it time? Is it time for my favorite section? Oh boy.
Oh.
I don't know. Is it?
That Tinglish
section? Is it my favorite section of the podcast? Is it your favorite section of the podcast? It really should be, because if you haven't been paying attention to our podcast over this last couple 20-something episodes, you should understand that this is Steam Queue.
Indeed, not the Steam R, not the Steam W, just the Steam Queue.
Hey, did you know that Q is just a 5-letter word with 4 silent letters?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually 4 silent letters.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. I ruined the joke. Moving on! Oh,
alright, so I've played a couple of games this week, so I'm wondering what we're going to get here. Ooh, first up we have Lost Ember. Explore the remains of a fallen world from fascinating perspectives. Slip into the role of different animals to uncover the fate of an ancient world. Dive into deep waters, fly at lofty heights, dig underground as a mole, or even climb steep hills with a mountain goat. There are lots of ways of getting around.
Interesting.
PC Gamer apparently gave it a 90 out of 100, according to their game picture here.
I mean, aesthetically, it looks beautiful.
It really does, yeah. It has that rigid shape kind of look to it, like with the buildings and stuff. But I like that you can become different animals. Again, I'm an explorer, so this is right up my alley. You know this is going on my goddamn Steam list.
Oh, of course.
Oh, really? Oh, mountain goat, Jesus. Oh, run! Oh, okay. I'm done with being a wolf. Time to be a bird. Oh, wow. Oh, this looks awesome. Oh, don't hit the ground. Oh, it's so dusty down there. I want to play this. Whoa, just switched off. Oh, okay, I understand now.
That this is so...
Whoa! Whoa! Oh, and you can become a fish? And oh my... This is fucking awesome. I want to play this so bad. When this comes out, I will probably stream it immediately. This looks awesome.
Yes, it does.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, turnips! I love turnips. Actually, that looked like rutabagas, so, and I love rutabagas, so.
Wow.
Yeah, this looks fucking amazing. Oh! Oh, you just turn into... Okay. Wow.
Holy shit.
Dude. That was awesome. Wow. That's already out? Oh, I've got to get this. How much is it? $30.59. Jesus. Oof. Oh, they've got two different... You have two different... what's it called? Trailers. Jesus.
But, whoa, geez, I mean... We are, We definitely are starting off on a really good,
Steam Queue, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Good luck, rest of the Steam Queue. Good luck, because,
And it's not often that we don't pick, you know, games that are just pixely, so this is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, we're gonna go to our next game, because, yeah.
Also, good luck with everything else being our suggestion of the week.
Hello, my old friend.
I'm just gonna throw that out there right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good luck.
McDow's 95?
Outstanding.
McDow's, sorry.
Read the last page.
What?
It's Mac and Windows put together.
Favorite game is Portal. Both of them.
What in the hell?
Some mazes are not to solve.
I love the funny.
What am I looking at?
The V.
Prepare your brain.
Oh, I love the blue screen of death. That was great.
What the hell is going on?
I'm not going to ignore it just because that was funny. That was great stuff. Okay, up next we have Talk to Strangers, Afternoon Delight. Okay, before we play anything. Hello and welcome to Sunny Mornings. Talk to Strangers is a game of everyday survival. Survive door-to-door conversations ranging from bizarre to mundane while trying to sell products to strangers, but beware, nothing is what it seems in this neighborhood. It's an indie, casual, single-player, funny comedy. It looks pixely, so I like that.
Okay.
I'm so... okay.
I'm so confused.
I don't think this would be something I would play, unfortunately.
Is this just a game about being a door-to-door salesman?
Tech support, error unknown. Simulation, hacking, adventure, story rich. I usually am not a fan of these.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember the one that I played on Steam that was like this. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like trying to figure out like a murder mystery or something like that, or I don't remember what it was, or deciphering crimes that have happened. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of these sort of... Whoops, jeez.
What?
I'm not a big fan of these sort of things because they're like sometimes they're extremely cryptic, and I'm just
what
like,
the fuck is this? Super Smash Physics Battle. What the fuck? What the fuck?
So is this supposed to be like Stick Fight the game, except it's 3D?
I guess so. What the fuck?
Is that what I'm getting here? It's supposed to be stick fight the game, but
What?
tell me I'm wrong, folks. It's stick fight the game. There's some cool things to it. Like being...
Gang Beast, yeah, it's a lot like Big Gang Beast as well.
Alright, so here's the thing, Stefan. I'm becoming more and more interested in this the more I watch it.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to ignore it because I don't think it deserves to be ignored. I won't add it to my wish list because it's not something I'm like dying to play, but it looks like it'd be fun to play. Aikida, the Scrap Hunter EP. Okay. Wall jump and slash away through the remains of Facility 32 as legendary scrap hunter Iggy Aikida in this super tight action platformer with collectibles. Action indie platformer sci-fi hand-drawn. Okay. Oh. Oh, it's not a shoot 'em up, but okay. Oh, this doesn't look too bad.
Interesting.
Okay. He's a scrap hunter, I guess. They could probably do a little bit more with that if they really wanted to. Again, not something I'll add to my list, but not something I would ignore.
Not bad.
Oh, okay. Space Candy is an Arkanoid, but not quite classic. Main feature of the game are all kinds of bonuses that affect the gameplay and enemies in the form of aliens. Probably because I played Beautiful Bricks.
Yeah.
Which was awesome, by the way. Oh my god, Scott. I don't know if you see me play that or not, but...
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you need that game. It's so good.
I mean, they got the Steam Play Together thing. I'm just...
Oh yeah. I would definitely play that.
We could give it a try. See how. Oh.
Yeah, this isn't too bad. Not as good as Beautiful Bricks, in my opinion, but oh, okay. Look at the lasers. Oh, what?
Okay.
Oh, there's candy and stuff you can get. I guess. It just ends there like that. Why? Alright, let's go to our next one. Won't ignore or add. Oh, whoa. Okay, Jesus. Ubermash Omega. What the fuck? A top-down retro arcade hard-boiled pit combat game. Choose a saint and bring enlightenment with weapons. Indie action pixel graphics, great soundtrack. Alright. This looks chaotic. Holy shit, yeah, this looks super chaotic.
For those of you who are watching the live cast, you will have to forgive me as I sit back a little bit, because, you know, Thanksgiving dinner has done its toll to me. I'm moving my microphone closer because I realize when I sit back I don't sound as good, so.
I wish I was eating Thanksgiving dinner again. It was awesome. I love Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, I don't think I would play this, because I'd be terrible at it. This is so chaotic.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here either. It looks very, very chaotic.
Oh my god. I mean, I guess if you're really good at, like, bullet hells and top-down shooters at the same time, then yeah, give that one a go, because it's fast and action-packed, but not something I think I would play.
Just a lot of stuff on the screen.
My typing skill? No, I'm not doing text-based. Sorry. Looks like we might have a terrible Steam Queue this week. Not much to recommend.
Everything but red Ember.
I'm just going to stop this one right here. It's called Fluffy Store. Then I see the tag visual novel, so ignore. Next. Come on. Neon Tail. It's an open-world roller skating game where you follow a young girl's adventures and see the streets of Blue Pulse City from Dimensional Disaster. Okay, I'll bite. Okay, okay. No, can't do the soundtrack, but let's just watch the game. Okay, well, it's rollerblading, I guess, instead of skateboarding. Which is fine, whatever you're into. I'm not going to judge. I'm not Judy. I'm not Joe Mathis or Judge Joe Brown, whatever the fuck their names are.
This kind of gives me like a Jet Set Radio sort of vibe.
Yeah.
There's nothing else going on. So it's like Jet Set Radio meets Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Kinda, yeah. Well, I guess you gotta, like, create your own mission.
Literally, Elsebuddy in the chat right after I said that.
Instead of Orange Joker trying to be Jet Set Radio-ish. Oh, Uber Mosh series is solid for what it is. Kill everything in the game. Yeah, see? And someone who's good at the game would probably enjoy that, but I would be terrible. Okay, well, that was fun watching her taking a picture. That was great. I don't think I would play that game, unfortunately.
I feel like these sort of games are very niche, where it's like Jet Set Radio was like it made itself good because of like everything else that was going on with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like just from the preview that we got there, that there wasn't really enough going on to make it like
that's what I felt.
As good as Jet Set Radio was.
Like, the entire time the video was going, it just seemed like you were just, oh, here's a place to skate around, here's a place to skate around, here's a place to skate around. Like,
right.
They didn't show, like in Tony Hawk, like, oh, look, you have to perform this thing in order to get the secret tape, or whatever. Or,
yeah.
Hey, look, here's where the letters are to spell skate. You know, that kind of stuff. So, like, you didn't see enough of that, I didn't find, so... Mm-hmm. Up next, we have a game called Twin Cop. It's 2 players, 1 cop. Wait, what?
What?
Cooperative game. Play this action-packed co-op twin-stick shooter with your best bud or significant other. You and your friend are Twin Cop. One player controls the right arm, the other controls the left arm.
Oh,
Both of
God.
you control movement. Oh, God.
Oh, good Lord.
I want to see Fran and Scott play this so bad right now. I don't even know what this game is like, but I want to see you and your wife play this.
We would probably end up splitting ourselves in half because we would like try to go 2 separate directions and just rip ourselves in half.
Oh, this one has been muted, so... Oh, it's almost kind of... It's a top-down, but it's more like I love Miami than anything else.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely has that vibe.
Okay, so you have little arrows on the outsides of them to show each of you where each of you is trying to control.
Oh, and it's got it has like semi-platforming.
Oh,
where you try like 2 people trying to like.
What the hell? You can literally choose
God.
2 different sides of the police person. What? This is crazy. Twin Cop. Alright. That wasn't too bad. I'll add that to the wish list.
That does seem like it would actually kind of be fun.
It would be a terrible game for me to play because I would get so mad at whoever I'm playing with.
I know, right?
Alright, so that was...
by now, ruin friendships.
That was our Discovery Queue this week. Not a whole lot there, but that's all I can do sometimes.
We did get Red Ember, though, so...
Oh, yeah.
We got that much going for us.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so... up next, we have our news from IndieRetroNews.com. Go over there. It has so much retro stuff. You'll see. Alright, so... first we have this that came on basically almost the same day we done our last podcast. New Super Mario Land. An SNES remake of the original Super Mario Land appears.
Okay.
It was only just recently a new Super Nintendo game called New Super Mario Land had appeared on the net from an anonymous developer. When we first read this is a remake of the original Super Mario Land with new amazing graphics and animations, plus 4-player support, it was hard to believe that this was actually true. But it was, and the game is released and available to download right now. We often see new homebrew games being released for old consoles like the NES and the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis, but it's not as common to see new SNES games. Apparently, it's a bit tougher developing games for SNES, which makes new Super Mario Land so mind-blowing. Right. Whoever is behind this game is extremely talented and has a tremendous amount of work into all, and puts a tremendous amount of work into all the details. The game is just gorgeous with the graphic style taken from the new Super Mario Bros. Series we know from the Wii. We also see a lot of details in the backgrounds with great parallax scrolling and reflecting water effects and so much more. Oh, there's a video!
Oh, please do.
Alright, so before we get into that, the game also supports up to 4 players with the multi-tap.
Oh my god, he's so deep.
Thank you for that deep host, Mr. Six. All you have to do is press start on one of the other controllers to join the game. The character appears in a bubble, just like in the Wii games. If you die when playing multiplayer, you just appear in a bubble, then one of the other characters can pop, and you're back in the game again. I also like that you can help each other by bouncing on each other's heads to reach platforms higher up. Oh, and you can also wall slide and jump. A really fun addition that makes the game even more fun than the original.
Nice. I am all about this.
Oh, did they do an entire soundtrack themselves as well? Because that would be awesome.
That would be sweet.
I haven't played enough of the, I guess, Super Mario Land to know. Huh! He can't get it. The other guy has to get it, I guess. This looks really good, dude.
Oh my god, it is the Super Mario Land.
What do you mean?
It's the Super Mario, like the World 1.
Oh, okay.
It's like a remixed music of it.
What the hell? That was a little weird with the Koopa.
So in Super Mario Land, Koopa, like when you bounced on a Koopa, they weren't like traditional Koopas where you could kick the shell; they just exploded.
Okay.
They did change the Superstar music too.
Wow. Alright. Well, we're not going to watch the 8-minute video, but...
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Alright, so the game has been tested and works great using an emulator or a flash cartridge on a real SNES. The ROM file is available to download. Be sure to download it before it gets removed. Huh.
That's pretty cool. I might actually... I'm gonna go take a look at that later.
Yep, I already got it up there, so. Alright, up next we have GODKILLER 2019, new timeline edition, teased prior to the upcoming GODKILLER 3. Alright, way back in 2014 we said that the original GODKILLER, developed by Apsis, using the Churera by the Mojin twins and Neil Parsons for the awesome music, was a really good ZX Spectrum game that not only featured great 8-bit graphics, but also top-notch graphics with a personal quest as a God-Killer reborn to take revenge on a god who has murdered your wife. Jesus. Alright. Well, fast forward to this month, however, and not only has GODKILLER 1 been given a new look, but so has GODKILLER 2 in light of the upcoming GODKILLER 3.
Okay.
So we're going to see GODKILLER for the ZX Spectrum.
Interesting.
Oh, oh, oh! Okay. Oh, I like the looks of this. I'm not gonna lie, I've been looking at ZX Spectrums online recently. I just wish I had better places to look for them other than fucking eBay.
Yeah.
And that goes for any game console for that matter. If anyone knows of any good places to buy consoles, please let me know. Either through the podcast on Twitch or on Twitter. Always looking for places to find games. That's not eBay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. This looks great.
Yeah, it does.
The music's pretty good too. Get that crystal. What is it? Oh, okay. You just got it. All right. And again, love the color palettes.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And even like for like the limited color palette of the ZX Spectrum, it's still it actually does it justice for this sort of atmosphere.
Oh god, yes. Whoa. Okay. Now I'm just really okay. So now I just found ZX Spectrum games that I want to play. Jesus. Oh, all right. So that's cool. They updated the look of both games in anticipation for the next GODKILLER for GODKILLER 3. Oh, and it looks like the other games, so that's going to be pretty cool. I would love to play those on stream. That's going to be... Okay, next we have War... I assume that's... Oh, War 2-1. A Wizard of War clone is coming to C64 near you soon.
I like
All
Wizard
right.
of War.
Remember the days spent down at the arcades, hearing the beeps and bops from all the different machines, the colored lights flashing all around, and money being lost for hours worth of enjoyment? Then you might be interested to know that the 1980s arcade game of Wizard of War, which also appeared in the Atari 8-bit, Atari 2600, 5200, Bally Astrocade, and the C64, is getting a clone game called War 2-1, which is coming to the C64 at some point in the near future. Those in its very early days, we just found out this week, thanks to the heads up by Thermoptic, War 2-1 will be a high-quality Wizard of War clone featuring not just top-quality animation, but great C64 graphics, superb sound effects, and couch co-op fun. So watch this space, C64 owners. This could be a good one. Ooh, video please.
I liked Wizard of War.
I don't think I've ever played.
Yeah, I had a local arcade that had one of them. And
Okay.
it has like those creepy computerized voices in it. Like, what was the other one? It was Wizard of War, and it was the space one where I can't remember.
Xenophobes?
Was it? I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was, I'll play part in the name of it. Sinistar.
Oh, Sinistar. Yeah. I've seen there was a Sinistar race about a year or so ago. I remember watching.
I am Sinistar. I hunger. But Wizard of War had that same creepy computerized voice as like Wizard of War did. Wizard of War.
Alright, well, there's no sound with this though, unfortunately. I wish there was. Would have been nice. Alright, next up.
I mean, that's pretty much what you guys saw. That was pretty much Wizard of War. That's
You just continually just keep killing enemies?
yeah.
Okay. So next we have Donkey Kong Jr. Game & Watch, a brand new C64 port preview has been released. Ooh, a long time ago, when I was but a teen, I remember going to a holiday to New York, and it was the very first time I ever saw a 1980s Nintendo Game & Watch, with a little guy that had to put out a fire. Sadly, I was never able to buy one of them, and it wasn't until now that I heard a Game & Watch game was coming to the C64 in the form of Donkey Kong Jr. Game & Watch Preview, a port by Arla Games of the Donkey Kong Jr. game original release in 1982. So, let's have a look at this. They use 6502 assembler and works on real hardware and under emulation. So, that's kind of impressive. Oh, yeah, that's what the... Okay, yeah.
Oh, so they just like straight up recreated a Game & Watch game.
Yeah. I guess it's not hard to do, really. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be like a terrible amount of like fooling around in order to make a game like that, so...
Yeah, not really.
That's kind of cool, though. You play as Donkey Kong Jr. and you must rescue your father Donkey Kong, who has been imprisoned by Mario in his only appearance as an antagonist in a video game. The game is developed using 6502 assembler and works on both hardware and emulation. However, it's still an early release with development still to be done. So there's probably some other stuff that they're still going to do with this. But at least we get the general gist of what they mean by it. So that's really cool. I never got to play any of those. I would love to have some of those, though. I used to love them. We had like one of those almost like Tiger Electronic ones, but it was the Simpsons game where you were Bart and you're catching cupcakes. Fun.
Actually, my local gaming store in the area, like the where I go to like play my TCGs and stuff like that, they have video game stuff like just on the shelves, and they actually have an old school Game & Watch. So might actually take a look at that.
Scott. Alright. Alright, Moon Patrol Redux 5200 edition. Overhauled version of Moon Patrol for the Atari 5200.
Okay.
Alright, so in 82 to 87, IRM, with licensing by Williams, released a fantastically enjoyable game of Moon Patrol for the arcade gaming community. Side-scrolling shooter that is widely credited for the introduction of parallax scrolling and side-scrolling video games as you drove a buggy across a landscape, jumping over ditches and rocks while also shooting at enemies both above and in front made this such a great game to play.
So I think we did something about Moon Patrol like one or two podcasts ago.
I think it's being remade for the C64 if I'm not mistaken. So why we mention this awesome game, you might ask? Well, not only did we get an overhauled version for the Atari XL XE by Tix, featuring new mountain backdrops, a new Moon City backdrop, a new starting base, new title screen, new tanks, mines, etc., new colors, and bug fixes released in October. But as of last week, the overhaul was now made an appearance on the Atari 5200, much to the delight of many retro gamers across the globe.
Okay. Let's see what this one looks like. Because the one that we reviewed before was a little choppy, so I'm kind of excited to see how this one looks.
Oh, the music's going, but... Oh, whoa! Whoa!
Definitely looks a lot better.
Oh, that's so much better, dude. Oh my god, this is fast! Whoa!
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh my goodness, this is way better.
Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I can see people wanting to play the crap out of this now.
Yeah, okay.
Very nice.
See, that's what I believe that's what this was supposed to look like. Or this is what that was supposed to be. This actually looks really good.
Oh, here we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is craziness. Oh, uphill. Watch out for the boulders. Not adventure on. Get here. Oh! Oh! That one boulder got so close.
Wow. Okay, that's neat.
Right?
I like this.
Yeah, dude. Alright. So that looked way better than the other one we were looking at.
Yes, it did.
It's much faster, that's why. So. Alright, so the last thing I have from Indie Retro News is something that you guys might have seen on some streams already. It's called Ghosts and Demons. Scott, you're probably going to go grab this immediately.
Oh, yeah.
This is Glorious Ghosts and Goblins fan game gets an update.
God damn it.
Alright.
Right.
It was once again an awful day in the UK, but that didn't stop us from running this rather eye-opening news for the PC. We just found out the Ghosts and Demons game, which is a 30th anniversary fan game to that of the Ghosts and Goblins, has been updated to version 1.8 with further improvements and bug fixes by Bonus Jay-Z. In this game, you once again play as Sir Arthur, a knight on a quest against evil forces. You must rescue Princess Prin Prin, who's been kidnapped, and fight your way through dozens of enemies such as demons, ghosts, and zombies. If you love playing the classic game of Ghosts and Goblins, then you owe it to yourself to play one of the best fan games available. It doesn't just feature challenging levels with intense battles against huge bosses, but collectible coins, new weapons, armor power-ups, powerful new abilities against dangerous enemies, and hidden secrets across a land filled with demons.
Now you know for damn sure I'm going to do this to myself, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Damn it. I'm actually really looking forward to this now.
Oh, so loud. Oh, we're definitely going to watch most of this. Because this looks awesome, by the way. And I'm pretty sure this is free. Whoa, he has a voice. Wow, this grape soda is warm as piss. Oh, dude. Oh, if you don't have sound on, you got to. What is that? Oh my God. What is this? This is like the arcade version or something. This is so awesome. Scott is an
Oh, and there's a melee attack like that. Like if you fall it in the air and something's gonna stomp on it.
Yeah. Red Devil.
Red Armorer.
Oh, he took his money. Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea.
It's Firebrand.
Oh yeah, no, that melee attack in the air is awesome. Oh. Not free, but pay what you want. Okay. I remember a second thing. Yeah, the more you play it, the better you get at it, though. It's one of those games. So it's probably on itch.io, yeah.
Why do you insist on showing me this sort of stuff, Stefan?
I'm sorry. It's good.
Because now I'm gonna have to go get this, and I'm gonna have to torture myself with this game because it's gonna be super hard. And then we'll beat the game, and they'll be like, haha, this is Ghosts and Goblins. You gotta beat it a second time, you stupid.
Scott, it'll be alright. We enjoy your pain.
I know.
Anyways, up next we have our news from the Indie Game website. It's from indiegamewebsite.com. First, we're talking about the Stardew Valley massive update that has finally released. And man, oh man, is it large. We started playing on a Four Corners map ourselves recently. We know there's rice involved in there. What is it? The Four Corners basically allows you to do a 4-player game, but one side will have like a small quarry, one side will have a fishing pond, the other side has Grandpa, the other side is your main player. So it's broken down fairly nice, but we haven't fully explored everything that's in the game yet. But it adds a lot of stuff. A movie theater unlocked in late game with related content and features. 14 hard events for every spouse. New events and dialogue. Added new clothing items on the players, replacing former clothing appearance. Added clothes tailoring and dyeing. 24 new hairstyles, including bald heads. Added a Four Corners farm map. Added fish ponds to breed fish and produce items such as caviar and roe. And so good. 35 new hats, 181 shirts, 14 pants, 2 boots, 38 decorative items obtained in various ways, such as new events, 17 new flooring options, 2 new secret notes, 2 new fish, flounder and midnight carp, artifact troves, caviar roe and aged roe, as I was saying, a dark sword, a deluxe scarecrow, dinosaur mayonnaise, a golden scythe. There's also a mini jukebox, mini fridge, rice crop, seafoam pudding, shrimp cocktail, squid ink, sunflower honey, tea bushes, training rod, tree fertilizer, warp totem, wilted bouquet so you can break up with NPCs you're dating, a workbench, a wood chipper. They added shed upgrades, new mining content, prehistoric floors in the Skull Cavern with a new Pepper Rex monster. That's going to be fun. Added different cat and dog breeds. Added Krobus as a potential roommate if you're unmarried. A new desert trader that sells new items. A trash bear to clean up trash around town in year 3. You can also get a trash bin from Clint now that lets you recycle items and get some of the money back for it that way. 4 new monster eradication goals and prizes. 4 new museum reward levels. Added trash can upgrades purchased from Clint. A new sunroom in Pierre and Caroline's house. Added ability to perform various emotes through a new menu. New farm building, desert obelisk. Winter flooring sprites. Hidden subplot. They've added so much. There's a lot they've added to it. So, I mean, if you really want to get the full change log to everything, because I went down almost through most of just the regular stuff. I haven't even gotten to multiplayer changes, quality of life changes, balance changes, improved controller support, other changes, fixes to gameplay, which there's quite a few, fixes to player interaction, fixes for festivals, events, and quests, fixes for shops and shipping, fixes for NPCs, fixes for multiplayer, fixes for visual cosmetic. Like, it's ridiculous.
Huge.
And bug fixes. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Like, man, Concerned Ape definitely did his job.
Stuff.
Holy crap, man. And that's what makes Stardew Valley that much more, like, better, is every time we get a new update, you feel like you only want to just go and play it all over again. So
And this is all done by one guy, isn't it? Stardew Valley?
Yeah. I think he got a couple of people helping him with, I don't know if it's just a new game or just specific parts of the game. I think he had to get help with the multiplayer when he first started, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, originally he done everything himself, and yeah, he does incredible work, dude.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff, man.
Alright, so up next, Say No More. A silly game with a serious message. Alright, Scott. This is probably going to be a little bit funny and weird. So brace yourself, okay? It's for Switch, PC, and iOS. We're going to just jump right into the trailer.
Copy these papers.
Refill.
We're used to the strange
Coffee.
and funny stuff, though.
Intern, this is a workplace, not a standing place.
Oh, the new intern. Looking busy already. Nice lunchbox. Well, you don't mind me taking this, do you?
Hey, no. Hey, you're supposed to be working. No.
Where's my cookie? It was a tablespoon of milk. Huh? You get it?
No.
Yikes.
Hey, let's run it. Okay, you may run.
Intern, this time I need you to copy these 1,000
No.
But me, yeah!
What the fuck?
Hey, what is this? This office is boss only. What are you doing?
What the fuck? A one-button game. I bet you're proud of yourself now, aren't you, Mrs.? No. I don't know. Maybe it's a timed game or something, but it seems silly, and I had to put it up there. I'm sorry, Scott. I know your face is your face.
What? What did I just watch? Now, mind you, I'm not sure what I just watched.
Basically, how everyone feels in their job when they're the ones who's being shit on by everyone.
But I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not curious.
Hey, and it's a one-button game.
Just
I
saying.
have a feeling it's probably not going to be super expensive or anything, but it
Probably
looked like it
not.
was like fun and silly. So
Oh, yeah.
love that stuff. All right, Scott.
Yes, sir.
Wrath, Aeon of Ruin brings the Quake engine into 2019.
Ooh. You have my erection.
Prepare your butt cheeks.
Oh, yeah? Huh. Butt cheeks officially ready.
The old world has passed away.
Wait, 3D Realms? What?
Lurks an ageless fear.
What?
It sees you.
Now you've got my full erection.
You will not survive.
Oh, this looks good. Oh, I hope you can get it in a PC box like that, because that looks awesome. So, Scott, what are your thoughts?
Wait, summer 2019? Wait. Oh, back the truck up.
It's available in early access right now on Steam.
It's 9 out of 10 on Steam.
$27.54. It's 5% off. Yeah, it's there. It's
Oh.
yeah. So, so if anyone out there likes the Duke Nukem games and Quake and all that other good stuff, go check out Wrath, Aeon of Ruin on Steam. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you're into that sort of game.
It looks so good.
There you go. I found you more stuff, Scott.
Oh,
All right.
it doesn't has that much money.
I'm sorry. I just. You know how the podcast goes, dude.
I know.
All right. Need a new cozy co-op game? Wilmot's Warehouse is just wonderful. All right. So last weekend, this is also from Destructoid, by the way. Destructoid.com. Last weekend, after spending entirely too much sifting through filler on Nintendo Switch eShop to try and turn up another afternoon co-op game, I found Wilmot's Warehouse, an ingenious little creation. It's a video game about an ever-expanding warehouse and an innate desire to categorize stuff. Deliveries come in, some old and some new, and it's on you to put items in their proper place, wherever that may be. The sorting is entirely up to you, not just the physical act of transporting items to their temporary home, but like naming them. That's the real game. That's what Wilmot is actually about.
You know what this is? This is like OCD the game.
Yeah. Another game for Scott.
Oh God.
House, a game for people who love to organize.
Oh, I would. Okay, so
Oh, your cubes.
I like the idea. Don't misunderstand me. I don't think I would play this because it would just infuriate me.
So, I've been organizing similar objects into groups to make it some of these categories are not entirely. For example, ghosts are currently in outer space.
This looks so. Oh my God, this is so chaotic. They have like other things with. Oh no! Why is that one thing there? Why? It's only one. Why is it with the other things?
Because
Stop
they got it
it.
classified in a section that's space, and another section is like all
No,
clothing.
I don't care. Oh, look at all those single things. Blech. No.
Oh, so we broke Scott. You alright, Scott?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So that's Wilmot's Warehouse. So if you are into organization, go check that out. Alright, so Freebird Games announces Imposter Factory, the third and final chapter of To the Moon.
Oh no. I didn't realize there was a second chapter.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a second chapter.
Did you
All
play?
right.
Did you play the first one?
Now let me. I'm going to give you guys a little insight on something. All right. And because you guys are like, I'm cool with you guys and everything. I feel like I'm okay to admit something. There are, of the 30 plus years that I have played video games, there are very, very few games that have legitimately brought me to actual man tears.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking game did it, and it did it in fucking droves. This is an extremely feelsy game.
Yep.
And I suggest everybody play this game. It is so fucking good. And you will be brought to literal man tears just playing this game. It is so emotional, it's so deep, and it's so good. And I didn't know there was a second chapter to this, and I am going to write another thing down now, so I can be brought to more man tears.
Alright, so we're gonna see the trailer for the third. Okay.
Have you played this, Stefan?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I have a feeling I have it though.
This game is like it hits you in the feels, and it hits you.
Yeah, I have the first one.
It's insanely good.
Okay, the music's pretty good.
I'm not sure what's going on here, though.
McKay with the man tears for you.
McKay, if you've played the game, you understand. Trust me.
Is it a super long game?
I don't think so. I would say if it was 6 hours, it was long.
Okay.
Let me just pop open my Steam real quick. But I don't think so. It's very text driven. I'll put the guac. Library to the moon.
So it's like a JRPG kind of setup?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was 3 hours.
Okay. No, but I mean like
It's a very text heavy game. There's it's not really an action based game.
No.
I would say it's more of like
storytelling.
It's a story. It's a story driven game, and there's very little action to it. You don't really have to do too much. So,
Okay.
but like it's a very, very heavy story based game, and I would suggest to everybody, if you have not played this game, it's called Finding Paradise. I'll have to look.
What, To the Moon?
The To the Moon 2, it looks like.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to skip ahead to our next topic here, which might also get Scott interested as well.
Oh boy.
Free Shovel Knight content coming to just Shapes and Beats.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's content with Shovel Knight in it in just Shapes and Beats. Okay. I actually haven't played this game yet.
Oh my god.
That's a lot shovelier. Oh, is this gonna have like Shovel Knight tracks in it now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because Shovel Knight really did have a really, really good soundtrack.
Big surprise.
Have you played Shovel Knight yet?
Not yet. I plan on playing all of them back to back eventually.
It's very good. It's very good.
Oh, I know. So
Just
yeah,
Shovels and Knights.
for those who are listening, Shapes and Beats is kind of like a action rhythm game where you're actually a shape and by all means.
It's like bullet hell, but you're just trying to only avoid the bullets.
Yeah. But it looks like you attack bosses and stuff by doing these little dashes and stuff. But
yeah.
Anyways, basically they're adding a Shovels and Knights mixtape trailer. This is the trailer for it. So they're doing, I guess, a new mixtape for Shovel Knight, which is kind of cool. New content as well, new bosses and stuff. So Excuse me.
Let me check Just Shapes and Beats and see how much that would get. Just Shapes. Just Shapes and Beats is $14.99. So
Okay.
not too much. Not too much.
And it's a free update, so. Haunting Hollow Knight Piano Collection soundtrack launches this week. So, again, I'm into this kind of different type of stuff. So I usually cover this whenever I can. Music and merchandise publisher Materia Collective will release a new album this week that sees the divine score from Team Cherry smash hit Hollow Knight adapted for piano. Featuring 15 haunting tracks from the Subterranean adventure game originally composed by Christopher Larkin, the Hollow Knight piano collections are produced by David Peacock and performed by pianist Agustin Muyuga Gonzalez, both of whom have previously worked on piano adaptations for soundtracks from games such as Undertale and Stardew Valley. The Hollow Knight piano collections will be made available in various formats, including a luscious double LP vinyl, which comes in a sleek limited edition gatefold sleeve and includes a 24-page art booklet. A double CD set is also available, as well as a standard digital download. For those wishing to perform the pieces themselves, sheet music will also be released in both physical and PDF formats. All of the above are available to pre-purchase now at the Materia Collective online store. The digital download launches Friday, November 28th, which is today, whereas the double CD and vinyl sets are expected to ship in early 2020. For more details, including prices and preview of some of the collection's beautiful tracks, visit the Materia Collective website.
This is actually pretty cool. Hollow Knight has a very, very gothic-based soundtrack because the game is very gothic-based. You know,
Almost
if you played it, you understand because
Yeah.
like, most of the game is like subterranean, and the game is very gothic itself.
It's almost Victorian in
Yes.
style as well, but
Yes.
because it's subterranean, because it's dark, it also, like you said, has that gothic feel. And the reason why I went over to especially is because I like these vinyl things, and they release a lot of this stuff. If you've ever been to fangamer.com, which if you have not, and you like different video game merchandise, like t-shirts, plushes, keychains, vinyls, books, Fangamer is probably one of the best places to go and get this stuff. I actually expected that this was going to be on Fangamer, not just their website, so that's why I was kind of like, oh, okay. But, no, and Robin also plays the piano, so this kind of stuff interests me because, you know, if she goes and plays the piano, then, you know, she might play something from Hollow Knight, which would be cool.
Yeah.
So, and I know there's a lot of musicians out there who probably enjoy this as well, so.
And if you haven't played Hollow Knight, it's a Metroidvania.
Oh,
I cannot suggest it enough. It's really good.
it is good. I have the physical copy of that as well for PC.
Yeah, Hollow Knight is damn good. And it's hard, too. It's not an easy game either.
No, it's not.
So, if you're looking for something like a challenging Metroidvania,
And a
Hollow Knight's
beautiful looking
definitely-
game, too.
Oh, God, it is aesthetically gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is probably one of the most aesthetically beautiful Metroidvania games that have ever been made. And I've played Bloodstained.
Oh,
And- Let me just throw that out there. I think it's on par with how aesthetically beautiful Bloodstained was. So, let me just throw that out there. It's a completely different genre of beautiful.
Yeah.
Because, like, Bloodstained is definitely the gothic motif. That is, like, without question, that's what that's about. Where, like Stefan said, like, Hollow Knight's more of like a dark Victorian. But both of the games are definitely a beautiful game, and both are definitely worth playing.
Oh, God, yes. Alright. So next up we have Police Force, which challenges you to survive solving gruesome crimes. We're moving into our news now from IndieGamesPlus.com. Alright, so, Police Force. You've been called to a domestic disturbance call. The lights are all off. You can find the evidence and get the victim out alive before something happens. Or can you find the evidence and get the victim out alive before something happens to you? The first case of Police Force takes you to the Barker residence, and it's just supposed to be a simple response to a call. Something definitely isn't right in the deep darkness inside the house, but unfortunately for you, you still got to find all the evidence for it to the domestic disturbance, while avoiding someone who definitely doesn't want you to solve the case. Oh yeah, and you can't interact with stuff with your gun drawn. Hopefully no one sneaks up on you while you're investigating, right? It sounds like something me and Scott were gonna not like. It sounds like a horror type game.
Yeah.
Alright, so Police Force is a chilling game, strongly hinting that you don't want to run into the main suspect, Adam Barker. It does so through an oppressive dark house, some surreal occurrences as you explore, and some unsettling discoveries you make along the way. And that Adam will likely blunder into you at some point and beat your head in. That's also kind of scary. Alright, so this is only the first case for Police Force, as its developer is working on releasing several other stories of the horror and mystery. The current case makes for a short, hot horror experience as you skulk in the darkness, hoping you finish the case before a bloodstained killer finally finds you.
Yeah.
And you can grab that from itch.io as a pay what you wish.
Yeah, these are these sort of games that are like, this sounds interesting, but I would be so like stressed out. Yeah, I'll be like, oh, is the guy here? I'm shitting myself the entire time I'm playing, and I'm gonna miss all of the stuff I'm supposed to be finding because I'm too busy shitting myself because this guy's.
I'm worried that he's gonna. Yeah, I'm just worried he's gonna pop around the corner every second. And I'm dumb enough that I'm like, oh wait, that floorboard looks weird over there. That has nothing to do with anything, and that's what kills me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but it's something that I would not have the balls to play.
No, neither would I, unfortunately. So next up is the Indie Games Plus Trailer Tuesday.
All right.
Alright, first we have An Afternoon Rippling, inspired by visual novels and interactive fiction. Text-based 2D adventure game about getting lost in a valley after your car breaks down in your search for an elusive mechanic. You have conversations with several strange individuals. What?
Okay.
Okay, I don't know. I know anyone who's listening just heard a bunch of, like, madness. Sorry. We're not going to worry about that game too much. Alright. West of Dead. A door is opened to the crypt, one of Purgatory's many worlds. Its ever-changing hallways are filled with dust, or bone dust, shadows, and undead outlaws. Oh.
Purgatory. This I'm interested in.
Wyoming, 1888.
Oh.
A shifting land shaped by the souls of the dead.
Okay. Heavy comic.
The good ones head east toward the light. The bad ones, sometimes they stick around when they ain't supposed to. That's where
Hold on a second.
Starring Ron Perlman. You got me interested.
change their mind.
I like Ron Perlman.
Is this Ghost Rider?
He was Hellboy.
No, I'm talking about this guy.
Oh.
This looks pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, it does. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, now I see what you're talking about. Oh, this is neat. I like this.
Wow. Oh, this looks awesome, dude.
Yeah, it does.
Huh.
And I'm really a big fan of like how they do like the cell shaded lighting effects.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. Oh, you were ricocheting bullets? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Oh, this game looks awesome.
Man, I'm telling you.
So many games.
Always good games. Oh, fuck yes. Oh.
Now I gotta write this down too because I really want to play this.
So, for anyone who's listening, West of Dead is basically a undead Western type game, not zombie undead. So just give me a second. So basically, it's almost like a third person, almost not even isometric. It's still 3D. Down. Yeah, but it's more or less top view, but third person. Anyways, basically you're a character that resembles Ghost Rider, but you have a gun. It looks like you can get different power-ups so you can ricochet your bullets. But the gameplay is really good. Like, it looks like it's a lot of fun. You can dodge a lot of stuff, bullets and such. The graphics, as we were saying, are very comic-based. So, like, very heavy dark tones when they're needed, and cell shading and stuff like that. So, go watch the trailer. Jesus. Oh, God. Alright, so our next game is called Cardiac. And the description is, slop your way through a strange and unsettling dream. Jesus, why? I'm not full-sizing this. Okay, I will. I'll full-size it. What? What? What the fuck?
This is like that game that we were talking about a couple, like...
The pixely one? Yeah.
I think it was called Carrion?
It was, yeah. That's the pixely one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it reminds me of.
So basically, it's 3D. You look like you're a giant heart that's a living creature that moves by sticking its veins and arteries and stuff out to propel itself forward slowly. That was fucking trippy, dude. I don't even know what else to say about that.
Oh, a little bit extra on West of Dead. Xbox players can play the open beta right now.
Ooh.
And PC players will get to try it next year.
Oh, Jesus, that's a while.
Yeah.
Alright, so next up we have Aeolis Tournament. Use the power of wind to complete in the various games of the Storm Championship in this charmingly chaotic 8-player action party game. Okay. Alright. I like party games. Jesus, okay. Volume. Listen, YouTube, stop.
That, please. We don't need advertising.
The gameplay looks too basic. And this is definitely that Squid Game for the Wii, or the Switch, or whatever.
You mean Splatoon?
Yeah, this is what this reminds me of. Okay, the sports ball game looks alright.
I wish they would give us, like, actual gameplay, like, not just... Okay, that's what I'm looking for right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a couple of things that are interesting. I mean, the dodgeball, that looks pretty neat.
That was gameplay we were watching before, by the way.
Yeah. I can
the
see how
soccer
it has
game looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Wow, moth girls. I think that's the only time I've ever seen a moth that I was like, oh, okay. I'm cool with you, moth thing. Oh, I love that. A high five into a fist bump. Oh, and then they showed the two dudes like showing up those kids. Oh. Oh yeah, see the dodgeball and the soccer look way better. The free for all thing where it's just them with their little wind things just does not seem like there's enough to it.
Yeah.
Oh, the snowball
but
fight.
the other game modes. Yeah, the other game modes seem pretty cool.
Dude.
I could get it.
Oh, and there's a hockey game too? Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, now the Canadians. There's a hockey game, so now all the.
I don't even fucking watch hockey, dude. Give that shit up. I am not a sports person at all.
Come on, you had to know what was going to throw that out there,
So,
right?
oh, I know. So the first part of the game, I wasn't too interested in. I'm like what we were talking about when it's just the whole like 8-player chaos where they're just firing their wind gun things at each other.
Yeah.
That seemed kind of meh. All the other game modes though seem fantastic.
Yeah, that did seem pretty cool.
Alright, next we have Invasion 2037. Become a survival scientist in a savage post-apocalyptic world where aliens have the control of the world and find a cure, mend your shelter, and fight to survive. 7 Days to Die?
That's what it sounds like.
/ Fallout. Oh god, yep, 7 Days to Die / Fallout. Definitely.
Yep. Oh, Jesus.
I will say though, this does not look terrible at all.
No, it doesn't really.
It's a graphical improvement on 7 Days to Die, that's for sure.
Yes.
But
I can't.
How
I really
fast does
can't.
it work, though? That's the other thing, see?
I honestly can't explain it any better than you did. It's 7 Days to Die meets the Fallout.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you get oh,
Just hit him with the.
dude, make the gas mask filter already. Fuck.
Right.
Every time it says top of the screen, make a gas mask filter.
Finish the quest, damn it.
Oh my god, what is that, like a fucking Terminator? I'm serious. Okay, this does not look bad at all either.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, if 6
Oh,
is
okay.
this.
Yeah, I finally got to that point. Yeah, it did kind of look like a Terminator.
Yeah.
All right. That's
All
pretty
right.
cool. Invasion 2037.
Next, we have, it's a VR game. It's called Thief Simulator VR. I don't think we're going to worry about that too much.
We've already voiced our opinions on VR in this podcast today, so
Vector. Why do I think we covered this before?
We did.
I thought so.
We did, and I actually downloaded it, and the game's actually pretty cool.
Of course it is. That's
If
why
you
we
haven't-
covered it.
If you haven't played Vector yet, I'm relatively sure it's free to download. So it's fast and it's fun. So it's kind of like if you need like some sort of F-Zero fix until Nintendo decides to make another one, Vector is definitely something you should try. It's all Vector graphics, but it's like extremely fast and it's fun.
It looks awesome. 80s
Yes.
colors and feel to it, like those bright neon blues and pinks and orange or greens, and yeah, it's nice. Now, we covered this on a Kickstarter last week. Endless Memories. This is the second time I've seen this on a website recently.
Mm-hmm.
So, good on them. I'm glad that they're getting some coverage. Okay, it's another VR game called Into the Radius, so we're going to skip that.
Pass.
Geometric Bites EONIA, a first-person adventure game that takes place in a magical, colorful, open world. Live Albius' story, master Enodio's apprentice, and meet his loyal magical pet Flino as you discover the dangerous secrets of EONIA and face the fascinating path that will rewrite the destiny of two worlds. Alright. Okay. Again, if I'm killing anybody's ears out there, I apologize. YouTube just decided to be loud as hell. Oh. Okay. I do like to explore. Whoa! Don't go making sexy motions. Get out of here. You'll see. When he puts that thing into the other thing. You seen it, didn't you?
Yeah.
You laughed.
I laughed. This has very Elder Scrolls-y sort of feel to it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm seeing too far into this.
I don't know. It all depends. I'd have to play it a little bit more. Or at least see a little bit more content of it, one or the other.
Yeah. It looked pretty interesting, though.
Yeah. And that's the end of the Trailer Tuesday. Okay. Next up, we have The Longing The Longing, which explores the gloomy depths over 400 real-world days. The Longing is a very different type of game, as it takes 400 days from the time you first run the game to actually meet someone inside it.
Wow.
Alone in a dark and dusty place, you are a servant of the king, the only servant, it seems. The king is asleep for 400 days, so you must wander around looking for something to do or something to see in the meantime. The Longing starts a timer once you open the game, counting down from 400 real-life, earthly days. If the game is off, the counter will still clock down, so you don't need to worry about having it running on your PC if your PC breaks. Huh.
Wow.
Going through the dark tunnels at the demo showcased at Adventure X, I really enjoyed the visuals within the game, the vast emptiness, small caves, and little details in every corner. Unsure what direction to move in, and without any guidance from the king, you can just find whatever you want to find. There are plenty of dead ends, but also strange lakes, rooms that seem like someone lived in them, and branching tunnels to move through. The Longing promises multiple endings depending on what you end up exploring and how you spend your time within the cave. I'm unsure if many people will end up seeing each ending, which makes for a pretty unique game for whoever plays it, as there are so many days of waiting just dipping in and out. It's a really interesting concept, and I look forward to seeing how the general public is going to take on such an intense game.
Yeah, it's different, man. That's a long time. Like 400 real-world days? Damn.
It's over a year, yeah.
Yeah, that's like 13 months plus. That's a long time.
Check clips in Discord later. Thank you guys for your comedy gold.
Uh-oh.
So this is interesting. I like the art style already. I like that it's a piano, so it sounds very much more desolate and sad and lonely. But I like that you can find all these different rooms. So, I mean, obviously you can't explore everything. I mean, wouldn't that be the case?
I mean, I would hope so. You move so slow, though. Like, oh my god.
I guess it's almost like a walking simulator more than anything.
I mean, I guess so. That's so strange, though. That's 400 real-world days.
Can you actually dig like new holes and stuff? Wow, this is very interesting. I want to play this now. So badly. Oh. Wait. Oh.
You gotta imagine, though, like, how much content the game has to have for you to be able to play for 400 real days.
And that's just to speak to the king.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I'm wondering. Like, if you played this every day for 400 days, would you constantly get different content all the time?
Yeah, that's a good
You know
question.
what I mean? Like, because I'm sure, like, you have to dig and find some other places and other caverns and, you know. Oh, that's cool. I like it. I love the thought of it right now. That sounds awesome.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah. Alright, so just wanted to put this out there because I know that we usually tweet out to a lot of indie devs, to a lot of gamers, to a lot of websites, reviewers, you know, people that look after all this kind of stuff. So I wanted to put it out there that BITSUMMIT, the 8th BITSUMMIT, is now open for game submissions. So if you have a neat indie game you'd like to show off at BITSUMMIT in Kyoto, Japan, now's your time to apply. BITSUMMIT, the 8th BITSUMMIT is now accepting submissions for games for their 2020 show, which is slated to go down on May 9th and 10th, taking place at Kyoto's Miyako Mise Convention Center.
Kyoto's Miyake Mise.
Convention Center, and having drawn in 17,000 visitors last year, it made for a lovely show that we quite enjoyed visiting in 2019. 2019 showed us some spectacular titles at BITSUMMIT with Legal Dungeon, Untitled Goose Game, Last Labyrinth, and more wowing us on the floor. That these titles were hobnobbing with many famous Japanese developers and composers made for a wild event that celebrated the creativity and passion of indie games and their developers. You have from now until January 12th, 2020 to submit your game to the show. For details on how, you can head to the show's site. Okay, Scott, we need to start saving for
Yeah.
8th BITSUMMIT in Kyoto, Japan.
Our trip to Japan in May.
That would be awesome, dude.
That would be pretty cool.
I'd be totally fucking down for that.
Not gonna lie.
Alright. So, we're going to be getting into our Kickstarters. And we're starting our week off with Justin Wack and the Big Time Hack, a new point-and-click classic. Alright, they're looking for $34,695. They're currently at $22,016. They have 287 backers. They only have 5 days to go, though. They're still 12,000 behind, so let's watch the trailer. Point and click. I see Mr. Six is still in our chat. So,
Justin works as
this
an
may be up
IT
his alley.
support technician.
He may hate it. I
He
don't
doesn't
know.
really like his work. He's still madly in love with his ex-girlfriend Julia. Today, following some microwave space-time tomfoolery, Justin is about to switch places with someone from the past.
Oh.
Oh.
This is so strange.
This is very strange.
Justin Wack and the Big Time Hack. A story about time traveling, love, and scary-looking robots.
Jesus. So it is a point-and-click game, which is kind of cool. Not a huge fan of that type of art style, personally.
Yeah, me either.
And, I don't know. It all depends on where, It all depends on where the story's going to go with it, I think. But it's not something that I think I would personally play myself, so... Alright, so they're looking for $28 for a copy of the game. That seems a little bit steep.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah,
That seems really steep for a game. Because, I mean, did you put out other games before? Did they sell that well? Did they, you know?
Yeah, that's like the problem with Kickstarter is that when you're trying to get people to kickstart you, you really should have, like, I don't know, because I feel like that amount, like $28, is what you're going to actually charge for the game. And I feel like Kickstarters should get the game at a discounted price.
Yeah.
Just to get you into the market. So I feel like charging everybody like the full value of the game just to kickstart it, I think is the wrong direction. I think that's kind of, I would say, a turnoff to people who are looking to kickstart. So I would like just to other Kickstarters in the future, I would say, like, take into consideration the fact that people who are coming to your game to support you are, like, one, looking to get maybe the game at a discounted price, or, you know, if they, you know, your game has to be like super awesome for you to be able to go. And I think I don't even care what kind of game it is. $28 for Kickstarter for any kind of game, I think it's too steep.
It's a little steep, yeah.
I think $20 is like that precipice of where you can still be like, all right, this isn't too bad, as long as it's going to be like a $40 plus game. So,
all right, so we're going to move on to our second Kickstarter this week. This one's called Demon Knights of Ankhoron. And it looked semi-interesting from what I could see. It looks like it's fully backed. They were looking for $59,415. They have raised $65,451 with 157 backers, but still only 5 days to go.
Wow. That's a lot per backer.
It started refreshing on its own again. So, is this not... Okay, here we go. I was going to say... So, how much are they looking for a copy of the game? $41.
Ooh, man, guys.
For a copy, full copy of the game on release. So, let's have a look at the trailer and see, because maybe it justifies it. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Whoa, starting off strong. Oh, Kraken, starting off strong. Dragons. Oh, this is everything. Oh, okay. This is what I need to see more of in, like, Skyrim. Shit. What do you think I want to go to the Black Marsh? So much they could do there.
But together we survived. We must fight back.
Jesus.
This has a very, very deep Dark Souls feel to it.
Yeah, but it looks like you're not you're not like an undead person. It looks like you're like it's medieval. This is great. Whoa, the combat looks crazy.
We must move fast. The night is coming. And the demons will rise again.
This is pretty good.
Great trailer. Wow. Alright. So, Demon Knights is a revolutionary dark action role-playing game with deep traditional 2D fighting game mechanics within a beautiful, dark, gothic world of Ankhoron. Master ancient powers and loot enchanted items to upgrade your hero, play with friends, and defeat demonic monsters who stand in your way. Ooh. Action RPG story mode, offline or online, single or multiplayer co-op play.
Nice.
If we could do Skyrim in parties, I'd be over in that corner touching myself again, so... That's what this kind of makes me feel like. If that's the kind of thing that it's doing, then yeah, that's nice. Now, $41. I mean, if it's Skyrim quality, then all right, I can do $41 if it's that good. But is it that good?
That's the question.
Like, that's the map. That's a huge ass map.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, I have a corner specifically designed for it. It's laden with towels. I wash them once a week. Alright, so anyways, Jesus. Yeah, let's see, the highest...
Good night, everybody.
Oh, God. Wow. 3 people all pledged $2,717.
3? Holy shit.
They only had 3 of those available, and all 3 of them are gone.
Wow.
Oh, there's one there for $12,732. Jesus Christ. Meet our team lunch backstage backstage pass to what? That's confusing. I want to know what I'm getting back. If these guys are pulling off a concert and I get a backstage pass, cool. Yeah, sometimes I find some of the rewards are a little bit over the top, but anyways, doesn't look too bad. I'm hoping that we get to see more of it. It's obviously going to be released, so we'll get to see it in the future at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Our last... What's that, sorry?
I was seeing it's going to have a PS4 release too, so...
Yeah, I'd say it's probably going to end up being released on almost everything.
Yeah.
Alright, our last Kickstarter and final thing to look at for tonight is a game called Graft. An AI-driven roguelike game in which you graft together your adventures. They're looking for $5,000. They're currently at $3,756. 61 backers and 17 days to go.
Greetings.
Jesus.
I'm Jensmo, owner of Fanrun. Graft is a AI-driven roguelike in which you graft together your adventure.
Yeah, okay, you say that, but just show me.
In Graft, you don't directly control your characters. Instead, you create commands of pseudocode using actions that are determined by the graft that you acquired throughout your gameplay.
What?
My name is Daniel, and I made this game.
What?
I'm going to keep the camera on myself more often than not. This is how a traditional Kickstarter gets made fun of on Game Grumps.
That they had, giving you their ability.
Okay.
Wait, so you get to choose? Interesting.
As a player, your challenge is to find use for these abilities. Strive to find combos and interactions to defeat the challenges. We are lucky enough to have been selected to be part of a government program that
There's a
helped
deep
kickstart
sigh and then
We
silence.
are one of the very first video game studio to be
Did it
eligible for
freeze?
this program.
Okay.
While the amount is nothing extravagant, it is enough to cover my personal expense throughout the development of the game. Unfortunately, while my food and rent are covered, I need your help to fund the development of the game, to make it as great as we envision it. This is where you come into play.
There's a lot of like not gameplay being shown.
Yeah, this is...
I'm always really like super. I'm always super cautious of Kickstarters like this that are just they absolutely refuse to show the game. And I always wonder why, though. Like, I don't... And
I just don't like the world setup itself. Like, if it's these little planet things, I don't...
Yeah.
To me, that doesn't seem exciting to me. So...
It doesn't seem like you're setting up the planets and everything.
Yeah.
You don't really do anything.
So, I'm not sure how I feel about this one either. Looks like... It looks like it was another bit of a dud on the Kickstarter, and I apologize to the developer, but I mean it's just not something I would enjoy. It's just not. They're looking for $10 for the game and OST, so I mean we have Sixter in chat saying that he sounds like it's something he would like to play. So I mean obviously there are people who would like to play a game. I don't think I would be one of them.
Yeah. It's just I like when it comes to this sort of stuff. I like to be a lot more hands-on. And
yeah.
Like the fact that they say that it's like AI driven, it's like nah. I need to be interactive in my games.
When I have roguelike, I want a nice big map that I can explore and that I can find secrets and that I can that I need to get these power-ups in order to get to this certain place and find new things, and I have to go back to this place because there's one of those there, and you know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel like with a roguelike, not that.
Yeah.
So.
Not every game is a winner for us.
Not all the time.
Other people, but just for us, when it comes to roguelikes, we just like to be a lot more
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right, so that is it for us this week. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to Indie Retro News, Indie Games Plus, and Indie Games website for all of their news and showing us some great games. And thank you to Kickstarter for, again, showing us, always showing us fun games and interesting games. And
yeah, also on over on my side, I'd like to thank 4-7 as always, and for Games Radar for showing, or giving me the rest of the news I had for this week. Definitely, I would like to say that Red Ember is definitely our game recommendation for the week.
Oh, God, yes.
It looked extremely promising, extremely fun, and if you guys haven't if you're watching or listening to the podcast, I would say go check Red Ember out for yourself.
For sure.
Definitely watch. They're worth just the watch, if nothing else.
Indeed.
For those that are sticking around, if you're interested, probably in like 15 minutes or so, I am actually going to start playing Ghosts and Demons because you guys like watching me suffer.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there because I have to work in the morning. But
so, if any of you are interested in coming over for that, I'm going to be doing that if I can make it work. Just throwing that out there,
Alright, so we're going to host up the RPG Chick. She's currently playing Soul Blazer. So if you like some retro goodness, well, that's probably why you're here. So we'll send you over to her. Have yourselves a good evening, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good night.
Good night. Gonna set up the raid. What's gonna happen? Gonna wait for the time to count down. Do. Look at me raid now. There we go.